Good morning, bon dia, bonjour, buenos dias, annyeong aseo, as we say in Korea. So, my name is Pedro Ralda, I'm the Master of Ceremony, and welcome to the 4th Startup Competition in the framework of the Sonar+D Startup Garden by Migration. As you may know, this year we have 30 selected startups from the creative industry, and they're going to be today, this morning, presenting the projects and products in the pitch. But they are also just behind this wall at the level 0, we call here the Sonar+D Garden. So they have been for 3 days here presenting to all the public, and they will be until tonight. So please don't hesitate to go to visit them after. There are 30 incredible startups coming from 4 continents. That's a record for Sonar+D. We have 5 from Korea, which is a guest country. Last year there was France. We have 5 from the USA, 3 from UK, 2 from Germany, 2 from Belgium, 1 from Denmark, 1 from Ireland, 1 from New Zealand, 1 from Sweden, and 9 from Spain. So, they will pitch for 3 minutes, and the jury will have 2 minutes to ask some questions. From these 10 startups in the first round, 3 will be selected for the final in the afternoon, which take place at 4:45. In the second round, again, we will have another member of the jury, 10 other startups, 3 minutes, 2 minutes questions, 3 selected, and they will go to the final in the afternoon. Once again, I would like to thank you on behalf of Migration and Sonar+D, the 30 startups, and especially the startup who came from abroad. I know that it was a long trip, but I'm sure that you will get a lot of benefits and return from your Sonar+D experience. I wish you to come back with some investors, potential clients, friends, and why not with love, because we're very romantic in Sonar. Now, for the first round, I would like to introduce the following members of the jury. Alberto Diaz from Migration Business Organization. Thank you. Adriana Freitas from Hyder Consulting. Yes. Miguel Carone from Fundación Iniciador. Johan Perron from ALP-ICT, Switzerland. Sam Friend from Australia, from Cute Creative Enterprise Australia Investment Fund. Summit just arrived, great. That's good timing, from Spotify USA. Eduardo Sanchez from Ethex. And last but not the least, Tarin Andersen from Telegraph Hill Capital. Thank you very much for your presence. It's an honor, a pleasure to have you here together. I know that some of you were mentoring or at the Meet the Investors, so you know already the house. So you did this to select the 3 best startups that you will listening today. All right, ready? So we're going to start by alphabetical order. So it's Audiu from the United Kingdom, audio hosting platform with integrated access to top audio professional worldwide. Mr. Ed Warvoice. Thank you.
Good morning, Sonar. My name's Ed Warboys. I'm a co-founder of Audiu. 2.8, what is this strange orange number in front of you? I'll tell you, it's the average number of words in a SoundCloud comment. Example of which is, this is the problem that inspired the idea behind Audiu. As a young producer eager to learn and improve, there was nowhere online to get detailed, high-quality feedback on my music. After visiting an established engineer at his studio, I came to understand that one-on-one feedback is the very best way to learn and improve. So 3 years ago, Mike and I built a platform of established professionals offering detailed one-on-one feedback on your music. Since then, we've grown into a thriving community of creators from all over the world, offering each other support and advice rather than competing for followers and plays. Why is this? The system is designed to reward the people who contribute the most and those who, by an innovative rep point system. We recently released an iPhone app and Android app, and this was, recently released an iOS and Android app based on this concept that also allows people to connect with the audio community on the go. We offer free hosting, collaboration, and community features while charging up to 30% commission for those for one-on-one pro services. Other revenue streams we want to explore include subscription models, partnerships with like-minded third-party companies, and micropayments via the mobile app. We have 15,000 users from over 100 companies and had over 1,000 app downloads in the first week of our mobile app release. The team is just me and Mike. We developed the entire platform in-house. Mike is a guru, full-stack developer. I am a product guy with a background in startups. Thank you. To leave you with a few numbers, 676 is the average number of words in an Audiu Pro feedback report. 25 is the average length of a community comment, and 60% of those comments are marked as helpful. Thank you very much for listening. Any questions?
Okay, thank you. As you speak only 2 minutes 30, you have 2 minutes 30 questions. Yes. Let's go. The jury, we have a mic, so don't be shy. Adriana.
How you qualify like the persons that do the comments and like be sure that they are like real like
So we have a vetting process. People can apply to be verified professionals. The three things we look for are either a Beatport artist profile, a Discogs artist profile, or a Sound Better artist profile, and All Music for engineers, which does credits and stuff like that. There are some other times when we will accept people as verified professionals, but those are one of the three things we look for.
You know it's early in the morning, but don't be shy. Johan.
Thank you. Hi. I've been lucky enough to get a pitch, so I've seen the whole demo. And
yeah.
So I know a bit further than what you just pitched, and it's basically it's a marketplace.
That's right.
Where you rely a lot on the user base, not the pro side, but the content generators.
That's correct.
So my main question is, what's your plan, or how do you plan? Because you said you got a free traction, but 15K it's not enough to make a business out of it. So how do you plan to make everyone like here in this room feel concerned about your platform and say, okay, why not? I should try to put on my song track.
I mean, I think the key to this is, for us, is going to be influencer marketing. I think if we can get well-known names on the platform endorsing it either on a temporary basis, doing competitions and events, or if we can get them as permanent pros on the site, it's going to go a long way to attracting people to the platform. I mean, I think that the fact we've now got mobile presence is going to open the door to many, many more users. But I think the key we've spent very little on marketing because we've been busy building a great product. It's stable, it's built, it's ready. This isn't an idea, this is done. So the key now is just marketing it correctly.
15 seconds.
One more, come on.
Yes.
Sorry, what is your marketing strategy to get more people to the?
Well, as I mentioned, the key one is
like is a social network is like very hard to grow, even though it's like a professional one.
I agree. I mean, we aren't trying to pitch this as a social network. It's a hosting. It's a community of artists and creators. We're not trying to replace Facebook or anything like that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Time is over. It's always very difficult to be the first one, so we have to congratulate Audiu. Now we go with beeping from USA, Marcos Cuevas, a new audio protocol based on ultrasounds.
Hello. We are a US-based company, but I'm from here, Barcelona. So I'm so glad to be in my hometown explaining what we are doing. Okay, thank you. So, what all these images have in common? It's not the beard. They all represent businesses that they have out the audience. All those businesses want to interact with their audiences. All of them want to track them. It's very important. What we have done, we've been a year and a half developing a technology that allows any speaker, like the one that I'm using, to transmit data to the mobile devices. We do this using ultrasounds, And we are now exploring, when going to the market, exploring which are the markets that get more traction, where we can apply this technology. One of those markets is the video games market, where they rely a lot on YouTubers playing their video games, and they want to know where they spend their money. And now they are using attribution networks that are basically a link in their YouTube description, but it is not working well. So what we do, we allow the game studio, the YouTuber, and through our technology to send digital goods through the sound on the video to the game and in front of the computer, and the user gets a good, and the YouTuber gets money, and the studio gets traction and statistics. This is for gaming, but it can be used also for other verticals. It's a huge market in itself. We are using this technology also in live events, like football or concerts or festival like Sonar. We are also using it in retail as a substitute of Faiv beacons. And we have two main business models. One is a marketplace in the YouTubers and gaming experience, where we get a cut of their revenue share. It's a revenue share model. And we have a SaaS model for other kind of businesses. Now, where we are now, we have an agreement with Viacom to integrate beeping inside the MTV app and the MTV broadcasting worldwide. We had three games, 3 studios using our technology to do this. Very big studios. And also, we are deploying this technology in soccer teams, 4 here in Spain and 4 in Argentina.
Time is over, I'm sorry.
Okay.
3 minutes of
These are the heroes. Okay.
2 minutes from question. The jury. Alberto.
Hi, is that a proprietary technology?
Yeah, we have we've been 2 years, 1 year and almost 2 years developing the technology. We had the patent, and we have everything in place. Yeah, very strong patent.
Is the listening technology battery efficient?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it doesn't consume batteries, much batteries than regular use of the phone. It's also for a limited time because you are not all the time listening. You are putting the phone in front of the video or using it in the stadium or wherever. So it's not.
Tell us about the team, because we do not have time.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Well, I'm a serial entrepreneur, done some startups. One of them, big exit. Marco Ghiberti, the reason why we are in Miami used to be the youngest marketing director at Apple. Now he is the founder of the lab in Miami. And our CEO, Alfred Rivas, is also a serial entrepreneur with a lot of technical background. So, yeah, I can explain more. But thank you. Questions? Come on.
30 seconds. Last question. Miguel, you've been shy until now.
Hi. Can you explain your strategy to do the people download the app in the festival, or why the people are going to the...
Oh, yeah. There are like two main ways to interact with our technology in any application. If the application has our SDK, one is call to action. So you raise the phone and you do something because the media is telling you to do something, or you can have in background. You can have background in your pocket and you get notifications. That's how it works. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Marcos. I know that it's hard in the morning to speak only 3 minutes. Now, from Korea, CameraFi Live, Mrs. Eunji Lee. Good luck. You don't need?
Okay, hello, this is Ellie from Volt Micro. I'm the manager of Volt Micro. Today I'm going to introduce my live streaming app, CameraFi Live. Oops. So live streaming is the way of sharing your moments anytime and anywhere, but Facebook and Google does have the live streaming app, but it does not really have the various features like the connecting devices or having the video editing in real time. CameraFi Live is the only third-party app which supports those kind of the various features. So basically, CameraFi Live is the Android app for live streaming on YouTube or Facebook or other live streaming service platforms. It's within a few clicks, CameraFi Live can be used, like anyone can broadcast on YouTube or Facebook. Also, you can connect various devices like webcams, camcorders, DSLRs, or drones, 360-degree cameras, something like that. Also, you have the video editing features in real time. CameraFi Live was released on 2015, and within a year and a half, we got accomplished quite an amazing job. People from 199 countries are using CameraFi Live. And then we are targeting the video creators and marketer and media. Video creators who want to communicate with their subscribers by communicating on live. Also, the media can broadcast interviews, forums, and conferences, something like that. And marketers could use live per service theme by increasing the participation rate of the customers. We are going to, we want $2 million for the investment, and we already have the 1 million equity, so we are going to spend $3 million for the next 3 years, and most of them will be used as the employing developers and marketers, and few will be used as the marketing and the operation expenses. CameraFi Live could have two kinds of the business model, and we have the it's like the subscription base, so you can use all the functions of CameraFi Live with $79 per year, and also we are getting revenues from the advertising, and CameraFi Store is the online shopping mall that we are selling the devices related to CameraFi. So CameraFi Live and accumulated the downloads of the million, and we already have the user base here, and 10,000 broadcasts are made every day by CameraFi Live, and it's the #1 YouTube and Facebook live streaming third-party app. Thank you.
Great. We have 5 seconds missing, so we have 2 minutes 35 for question.
Yes.
Yes, Adriana.
Yes. How you acquire your first customers? What? How you acquire your first customers? What type of marketing you guys did?
Actually, for the first time, it was just like the private users who wants to live stream on YouTube or Facebook. But now we are more focusing on the professional users who need those kind of the professional features, I've mentioned before, like video editing or connecting devices. Yes.
Hi, could you talk a bit about competitors? Who would you see as your competitors? And
there is an app called Live on YouTube. It's not manufactured by YouTube, and it's just supports the live streaming features on YouTube, but it only has the live streaming feature, not the, the editing or connecting devices.
And which part of the functionality are users using the most? Do you see a lot of interaction on a certain part of the functionality, or?
Like most of the people are using CameraFi Live only for the broadcasting, but there are some people who are paying for CameraFi Live and use all the functions like editing, those kind of things.
45 seconds.
Any? Yes?
Can you explain some of the live editing features?
You can add your own logo images, or you can add text, or you can add video filters, or you can even add the video and audio sources while you are doing broadcast. So you can just functions. CameraFi Live functions just like the, video switcher or the editing program, something like that.
50 seconds, last question, quick one. Yes? If you want to add something, you have 8 seconds.
Yeah. I hope CameraFi Live could make people to share their moments like with everyone and anytime and anywhere. Thank you.
Thank you. Good job. So, after UK, USA, Korea, now we have Germany, Deutschland. Herr Philipp Seibold, welcome. Willkommen.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. My name is Philipp. I'm CEO and co-founder of Combyne. So Combyne is an app that allows users to combine their clothing from at home with everything from the shops and ask their friends for feedback. Our vision is that everybody is going to get dressed on their phones. And there's a reason for that. Clothing's been around on the internet for the last 20 years, and we all know there are millions of fashion apps. But if you look closely, then all there really is either shops or aggregators or blogs. So from a user perspective, all you can do with clothing on the internet is to either buy it or look at it. But in real life, the creative part is the interesting thing. People use it mostly each and every day, and in order to be able to use it, everybody needs to combine single pieces. Otherwise, it's not possible. It's impossible. So there's a big creative aspect of clothing that nobody really tackles, and we're going after that. So you can even look at this from a mathematic perspective. With only 60 items in somebody's wardrobe, this already adds up to 1 million possible combinations. This is why the creative usage aspect of clothing is so important. What we simply do is we developed a technology that makes it possible for, let's say, a 20-year-old girl to combine her skirt from at home with a new blouse from a shop and ask her friend for feedback right away. We're live with this in Germany since roughly 6 months, and we already got 100,000 users. 21,000 monthly active ones. We're growing organically almost 50%. We got an average session of 10 minutes, a very high unusual impression rate. Our month-one retention is already at 73%. In the retention, we beat the benchmark in fashion e-commerce by 800% already. And in terms of average session duration, we beat the benchmark in fashion e-commerce by 2,000%. Our revenue streams are built on each other. We have a SaaS model. We make apps in our apps, like there are apps in WeChat or Messengers, and we are already selling them to the biggest retailers in Germany. It's a SaaS model. Our biggest goal is to earn money by intelligence. We're gathering actually data on how people are dressing, old stuff, new stuff, what they're missing out, and we can actually show how trends are developing. We're using machine learning for that. Here's our revenue structure. I'll go very briefly over that, but our projected revenue in 2022 should be around 80 million when we expand. We won a couple of very important prizes, one of which here in Spain last year at Mobile World Congress, second best app in the world, and in Google London. Most importantly, my team. So on the top, you can see the 3 founders. I'm in the middle.
We will have to explain on the question time.
All right. Thank you very much.
2 minutes.
I'd like to know how you make recommendations. Is that based on what people already have matched, or you have recommendations based on how people match, the mood, weather?
Thank you. So both. Most importantly is, first of all, the data input of the people. They make per session 4.2 outfits, which means we have a huge input of data from the users, and that basically makes the machine learn old stuff, new stuff. So that's the most important thing, but we are also taking in factors like weather and geolocation.
Differentiate yourself from country to country because of like different seasons and fashion style?
Yes, that's very important. So in terms of the fashion content, there are hundreds of thousands of pieces from our brand partners already in there, Mango or ASOS and whatever. And for example, Spain would be very different from UK. So the set of what people see first has to be a bit different.
You mentioned about 100K users. So that's about 100K downloads?
No, that's signed up users. So they all have accounts. Downloads, it's always 15% more. We have a sign-up rate from downloads to sign-up of 85%, which is also
What's the usage the usage percent or conversion rate from sign up to usage, becoming an active user?
From sign up to becoming an active user.
Out of the 100K, how many are you?
Okay, sorry, it was on the slide. We have 21,000 monthly active users. So it's roughly 21%. Yeah.
Sam?
Yeah, what demographic are you seeing most use out of? Both male, female, age group?
So right now the app is only open for female users. We're launching a male version soon, since we strangely got a lot of requests from boys. But so demographic is young girls in the age between 16 and 22 right now. They're the most heavy users. The second biggest demographic is between 23 and 32.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, thank you. We come back from to the UK with Scott Cohen from Cyborgnest. Yes, you can. Huh? Don't be shy. You can even dance, but maybe it will be later.
No, dance now. Hi, I'm Scott Cohen. We know that there's more around us than we can detect with our 5 senses. But biological evolution is incredibly slow, so it hasn't armed us with any more than the basic functionality to survive as a human. But we live outside of biological evolution now. So we decided to start a company last year called the Cyborgnest and develop intelligently designed artificial senses. And the first sense we developed is called the North Sense, and it gives a sense of the magnetic field of the planet. So back in December, I had 2 titanium rods inserted into my chest, attached a circuit board, a compass, and a vibrating mechanism. And when I turn north, it vibrates in my chest. Ken said I should show everyone.
Yes.
This is when I wish I either had a button-down shirt or I didn't have so many beers last night. But you can see that I've attached this to my chest. So this is not a tool. If I wanted a tool, it's something I use just when I need it. I take a compass out of my pocket. But this is giving me a steady stream of information, whether I ask for it or not. When you're done listening to me, you don't take your ears off and put them in your pocket. Our senses are kind of the window to the world. Everything we know comes from our senses. If we did a little thought experiment. So imagine you're sitting there in your chairs, and we have our 5 senses. What if I started to take away your senses? Your taste, your smell, your hearing, your sight, your touch. You're all still sitting there. You have your brain and your intellect and your memories. But could you connect with me? Could you connect with the environment in any way? So now if I add your senses back in, your taste and your smell, and you start hearing things and your sight and your touch. But what if we didn't stop at 5 and we added 6? Would you then have a deeper connection with the people in your lives? Would you have a deeper connection with the environment around you? In February, we started selling these for $425. We were hoping we could get 10 or 12 people that would be willing to take the risk of inserting these titanium rods in their chest, because we understand it's quite an aggressive procedure. We didn't get 10 people in February. We got our first 200 people. And these people were doctors, university professors, 2 lawyers, a human rights activist from Manchester, and Johnny Colt, the bass player from Lynyrd Skynyrd. No shit. So, I'm going to leave with a couple of questions. Why are we spending so much time, energy, and money to make our phones smarter, to make our homes smarter, to make our cars smarter? Why aren't we investing the same amount of time, energy, and money to make us smarter? Thank you.
Okay, so now 2 minutes. So if I understand, instead of asking question, you're asking to the judge a question, but and they can answer or they can ask you a question. Adriana. The mic.
What's the feedback people get? When people buy it and they put it on, what's the feedback we get? That it transforms their lives. That it is a profound experience to start to experience something that was previously unknown and unseen. We're aware of the magnetic field of the planet, but we just walk through it. Once you start to experience it, it changes your life. It's like you can look at a compass and see where north is. You can look at some sheet music and see notes on a page. You can know what instrument is going to play it. But that is nothing like experiencing listening to the Beatles sing yesterday.
No, the jury only, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but if I give to you, I have to give to the others. So that's
what's like the next skill or sense that you're building?
Well, we're not announcing what the next sense is, but you can imagine how much is around us that we're unaware of. As we sit in this room, we're being bombarded by gamma rays, X-rays, ultraviolet light. There's radiation. There's all kinds of particulate matter in the air. And we're going to start to add more and more senses. But for the next 12 months, we're only focused on the north sense.
30 seconds, a last question, quick one.
Him? How big is this market? Is it a real thing? It is so big that I believe in the future there won't be a person on the planet that will not add new senses. Once you know that you can sense more around you, why would you not? Why are we using medical technology just to bring people to zero? We had pacemakers, cochlear implants, insulin pumps, medical devices to bring us to zero, yet we're spending all the effort on our technology to get us above.
Thank you very much. So we came back to Korea with Faiv, with Mrs. Jamin Seo. Oh, sorry, no, mistake. So, dot blockchains before, Mr. Ken Umezaki from the USA, I'm sorry.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ken Umezaki. I'm the Chief Business Officer of Dot Blockchain Music. And we're involved in modernizing music rights management and developing tools and technology to allow that to happen at a very large scale. So the consumption of digital music is actually happening at a very, very speedy rate. The business practices associated with managing and collecting against those rates is very, very analog, if you will. And that value gap is where we come in. At the data level, there are 4 distinct groups of data that need to be managed together. And today, they're actually managed discretely, either by different groups or not connected with each other. In a real simple way, the idea behind Dot Blockchain is to unify these 4 data sets and ensure that they stay in sync over the course of time. Dot Blockchain is actually, therefore, a bundle of files, if you will, or a way to relate these file sets and keep them current and forever be able to answer the question, who owns the rights associated with this copyright? We've been working on this for about 18 months. We have an architecture in place. I'm going to give you the quick highlight reel. We are advocating for the entire music industry to anchor this, the data rights and so on a blockchain that we will use together. We are advocating for a shared data, a small amount of shared data across the entities. We are definitely building tools to make sure that the data is authoritative and correct, which actually leads to this dynamic file format. The benefit of the architecture is that you can actually, therefore, create what we call a collective truth, meaning as parties change or as rights change hands, you can actually sort of communicate that directly to the people in the industry that matter. We also need to ensure that it operates with the actual existing systems that are used by the industry on the private side. And we are leveraging communication protocols that exist within the music industry. We're pretty excited that we are actually working with some very large music organizations. We announced publicly that we have our first early adopter clients, if you will, across the different aspects of the recorded music industry. You may not be familiar with all of them, but they collectively represent over 65 million songs and compositions and about 1.5 million composers and artists. We're also working with about 50 additional clients currently that is not public. Some of them are listed here and have presented to and have ongoing discussions with over 200 music industry companies today. The main reason why we think it works now is that there's both enabling technology, like the blockchain. There's actually a real value gap in the music industry around managing rights. There's some regulatory changes, including here in Europe, around how PROs operate. And basically, we feel that it's the right time to try to create a much more beneficial ecosystem for rights data.
Time for questions. Thank you. Adriana.
Competitors? Can you mention your competitors?
Sure.
And, why you think you're better?
Yep. And there's a little bit more info about our company in the meantime. So basically, there are about 10, I think, different projects that are either privately funded, kind of like us, or are actually experiments, if you will, that are happening amongst the music industry players. We think we're one of the earlier ones to actually have clients that are sandboxing with data. And again, there's no real sort of new protocol that's been set yet in the industry. I think we'll know sort of how that plays out over the next 24 months.
Hey, Ken. Rishi from +8.
Excuse me. The judge are the first to ask those questions.
Okay.
So a mistake from our side. It's Sam. The first row only.
And in terms of the competitor set, does it become that you guys can share the market with other players, or do you have to get X% of all of these different players on board for it to be a big success, or how does it work?
I think we're envisioning, if you will, in terms of the ideal outcome, a singular market standard to evolve within the B2B community of the music industry. So we are hoping that we can actually achieve that. However, we are an open source project. We do have APIs and gateways to allow interoperability with other systems. And so, yeah, there's absolutely a view, if you will, of actually connecting with other systems and other standards as well.
Time. Last question. 20 seconds. If you want to add something, you can.
Can I speak now? Is that all right?
Okay.
Awesome. Hey, so what's your pitch to the collection societies and the PROs? Like, why do they have an incentive to adopt the system, right? I mean, they're just, for whatever is unallocated with regards to payment of royalties, they'll just do what they need to do, or just have it sit in their coffers, or use whatever
Okay, we have only 2 minutes of question. If you ask a question of 2 minutes, you cannot answer. I'm sorry to be sharp, but we have 10 startups. We have to be very strict on this. So you have 10 seconds to answer, and we finish.
So PROs have moved from what I'll call bulk licensing to transaction-based licensing. One of the major PROs actually tried to parse 4.3 trillion lines of transactions last year. That's a huge operational issue for them. So we're focused around sort of creating operational efficiency. I don't think most of the music industry wanted to be in the business of collecting micropennies, right? They should get on with what they're best at doing. So,
thank you very much. So now, from Korea, this time, Mrs. Jamin Seo from Faiv. Yes. Yeah, next. To the right and back to the mic. Good luck.
Okay, the light is really bright here. But hi, I'm Jamin, and I'm working as a global marketing lead at m.STUV. And at m.STUV, we are trying to make people's life simpler. So how do we do that? We are trying to change the way people interact with technology. So one question that I want to pose is like out of all the people who have ever used a smartphone, I believe like almost all of them had at least once like frustration and difficulty controlling the device because the screen size is too small. But such frustration in device control is not only pertain to like small screen size devices, so it exists whether the display is small or big. So that's when our solution comes in. It can be added on top of a number of smart devices to enhance user experience. This used to be a video, but then, so what you can do with our solution is that you can control smart devices, and in this case, we made a smartwatch strap, and you can control the smartwatch with the using the strap, and you can touch the strap to control the smartwatch functions. But the interface market is not only about smart devices. The natural user interface market is expected to grow about like 50 billion US dollar by year 2024. So we have identified the market potential. But out of all the different sectors, in order to validate what is the core sector that we should target, we went out into the market and conducted interviews with over 600 professionals from different industries. And through in-depth interviews, we have identified auto and wearable as our key sector. Out of all the competitive landscape regarding fabric interfaces, we believe that we are the only player that provides a complete turnkey solution that is fabric-based, that is flexible, and it has 3D and multi-touch features. So we are a turnkey solution provider with fabric sensor and 3D multi-touch feature. To give you some idea about what 3D touch means, it means that it can detect a deep touch versus soft touch and direction of forces as well. So there are numerous number of gestures that you can conduct other than just swiping or tapping. So we plan on generating revenue from B2C and B2B module sales with key initiatives focusing on auto and wearable market. Just for your information, we have our initial revenue stream from the B2B auto sector early this year. We have realized $300K US dollar revenue.
Thank you.
Yes.
Time for question. Thank you very much. So I explain again the rule. The jury is the first to ask question. If the jury don't have a question, we can give the micro. But please, shorten the questions. We start 2 minutes.
Sales cycle, because like to get integrated inside a car or any is like, you know, you would like to see it like in 2 years?
For each application, you mean? So for auto, there are a lot of regulations. So to be embedded into a car from the initial stage, it takes a bit of time. So right now we are conducting a R&D project with an auto manufacturer. So the R&D project is a year-long project, so it would be a little bit longer. But for wearables, like smartwatch strap, you have already created the prototype and it could be simply attached.
What differentiates you? I'm here.
Sorry.
No. What differentiates you from all other man-machine interaction solution? Like, because I've seen, talking about smartwatches, for instance, there are some cameras that you can control your smartwatch without even touching it, for instance. Or you can have the case of the watch that is sensitive,
right,
that you can also control it without touching the screen, but the case.
Mm-hmm.
So these are all solutions that compete with yours. So how do you differentiate?
I'm not specifically familiar with the case that you were mentioning, but then I'm sure the number of gestures they can recognize should be probably max 3, because like most of them have like only tapping, double tapping, or like swiping. That's all that they can recognize. But ours, we can have like swiping, and then you can pinch or pinch outside to enlarge, and there are so many gestures it can recognize.
And the patents and the team?
Sorry?
How defendable, like the patents, how much confidence have you got in those
So
and the team?
those are all technology patents, it's not design. And we believe that our core value add and competency is in the sensor design and UI design. So that's how we believe that we can be defendant of our technology.
Thank you. From UK, Fashtime with Mr. Kai Schildhaver. Excuse me for the pronunciation.
No problem.
Kai will be easier.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kai Schildhaver, and I represent Fashtime, the fashion lifestyle network for millennials. Why is it a network? Because we've created 2 products, one for brands and one for target users like fashion addicts. Let's start with our brand product. It's called Fashtime for Business. It's a tool for engagement, e-commerce conversion, and analytics for fashion brands on their already existing social media profiles. How does that all work? brands, digital offices, or the digital agencies, they get access to our tool and they get to create a new way of posting. 2 photos next to each other as a contest with an A and B voting mechanism. So for the first time in the history of Facebook and Instagram, users and followers of brands can simply vote with 1 click for their favorite look. Also, they get to discover the products that are worn in each picture through our Fash tags. Tags that tag the product and actually redirect immediately to the concrete location in their e-commerce store. At the end of each challenge, we offer a report. This report gives brands an idea of how that challenge performed. Now, instead of just giving demographics, which we also do, we give them a heat map over each photo, which tells them, where did my followers look at? The t-shirt, the pants. Now the brands know exactly what their followers like and what they want to see. So, how does this actually help? For the first time, brands can step down from the pedestal and they can get to decide with their followers on the new designs for the next collection. We don't pretend to solve any issues, any huge issues of overstocking, but this data gives brands the opportunity to know before the purchase what is trending in which city. And finally, the most important thing, this is participative marketing. It's not just posting a video or a comment, it's, hey, play with me. This is a game. And here we get to the Fashtime mobile app, which is connected. We have the same idea of the challenge, so every challenge that gets posted by a brand also appears right in the mobile app. And here it's more of a game. Play with me, swipe, A or B. Users can also get to create their challenges. What do I wear tonight? What should I buy right now? So it's a fashion network for millennials who share everything and also their purchasing decisions. Now, we also let them post single photos, of course, what we call moments, to capture a cool look they have. What's the most revolutionary feature about our app and why are we called Fashtime? We kill the like. No more likes on our app. We think in seconds. Why do we think in seconds? In fashion, what matters is how much time people spend looking at you. Doesn't mean I like you, but it means I'm interested in it. So we use time as a measure of interest in our app. Now, why did we do this? Why did we create these 2 products together? Because we want brands to communicate in an effective way to their millennial target base. And that's obviously the point of the mobile app as well. What does the brand get in return?
Time is over.
Information. Okay.
Question time.
Can you talk about your team?
Yes, we are a team of 4 right now. We are 1 German, me, 2 Italian and 1 Spanish guy. And none of us have actually a fashion background, but we have backgrounds in business, software engineering, and even finance and politics.
What about the business model?
The business model is quite straightforward. It's a 6 months SaaS license that we sell to brands right now, and in the future we want to open mobile app revenues, which are advertising, targeted advertising for the users.
Sorry, no offense.
Yeah.
Another social network?
Well, it's not a social network. It's a fashion lifestyle network that actually has a function. I can create challenges and share them with the rest of the world, also on my other social media profiles. And we use the concept of time as a cool new way of engaging new users, millennials.
Got it, but I have to download your app.
In order to vote the app, you don't. You can do it on any other social network. If you want to create a challenge, you do have to download my app, just like with Instagram in 2010. If you want to see a filtered photo, you can. If you want to create one, download the app.
Okay, but there were filters, not putting 2 pictures next to each other.
And tagging the thing and making it a responsive game.
Yeah. I don't pursue the added value out of it. I mean, I could do that on Facebook. Why do I need to download your app?
You can't on Facebook. Facebook doesn't give you the mechanism to actually vote, to make it an interactive game. And Facebook doesn't let you tag the products that you're wearing in the picture.
Fair enough. Okay, I can take 2 pictures, put them side by side, and ask for votes.
That's what's being done right now, but we're doing it in a more innovative and engaging way.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Kai.
Thank you.
I'm going to call on the floor Mr. David Choi from HumOn from Korea. The floor is yours. Good luck.
Hello, I'm David Choi. I'm CEO of CoolJam. I'm from South Korea. Sometimes we found ourselves humming to ourselves. When was your last time you sang under the shower? Every human being has an inner musician that hits you from time to time with outstanding melodies, but we tend to lose them because composing music is not that easy for untrained people. To solve this problem, I want to introduce you, HumOn. Can you? Okay, thank you.
Na 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 na.
You don't need to play any instruments to create your own music. The only thing you need is your voice to hum onto your smartphone. HumOn recognizes your voice in real time and transcribe it into musical score. And if you select a genre, it automatically generate the accompaniment such as R&B, rock, orchestra, and so on. You can even share it easily on social media. We've been now beta testing on Android. We've already got 300,000 download. In August, the app will be fully launched. By then, you will be able to add your own lyrics and record your own voice. And the UI will be much more intuitive. And most of all, you can publish your own track on 46 channels, including iTunes, Spotify, Deezers. We spun off from Samsung last November, and we also got funded by Samsung as well. Our team has plenty of experience from technical, marketing, musical areas from Samsung, and we all music lovers. The scene of composition has been changing. In the past, composers had to compose their music with ink in front of a piano. Today, they use computer and MIDI equipment. What we are hoping to achieve is to change the scene of the composition. I believe in the near future, this will be how the composers look like. We are looking for the partners and next round of funding. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Just on time, 3 minutes, perfect. So we go to question time, 2 minutes. Miguel, Adriana.
Business model, how you guys get money?
Business model, we are thinking of a freemium model. We allow people to use basic functionalities, but we are thinking of people can purchase high quality sound pack or accompaniment of specific musician styles, and they can pay for the exporting their MIDI file or score so that they can work on them in other settings, and they can purchase the copyright of the music accompaniment tracks made by HumOn so that they can use whole music freely and commercially for the background music of the video or games. This is what we are thinking.
Of the 300,000 users, what demographic and how much?
Active user. About 20%. I don't think it's not so high because this is just an MVP. We got the downloads without any marketing activities, just organically. So we are building kind of service. So by in August, it'll be
And is it kids or is it adults or is it girls or boys or do you know yet or?
For everyone. We are also thinking of expanding our business to educational area. Last month we conducted a special music class for children. They really loved it. And the teacher said it's a really efficient way to teach music. So we are thinking of expanding. Another questions?
$15 seconds if you have to add something.
Hi, just one question. When are you releasing the iPhone app?
Yeah, in August.
Here.
Yeah.
I want to have it. When can I download it?
Yeah, we are working on it. Just please wait for 3 months. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And thank all the startups, all the jury, all the public, because we are on time. We have the last startup of the first round. The last one is a local one. isNOTTV from Spain, Jaime Candao. Good luck. Suerte. Derecha.
Okay, thanks everyone. isNOTTV is a social power content discovery platform, which basically doesn't mean anything at all. This is the number of movies that's been created in the last few years, more than 50,000 titles every year, and we've got Netflix, Amazon, iTunes. There is more content than ever before. Everything is one click away, and this is you. Because let's face it, the challenge now is not to consume, it's to choose what to consume. Again, isNOTTV. It's a content discovery platform because we want to help people discover what to watch next. And we do that by creating a platform with every movies and series ever created. And for all of them, we've got all the details in one place, social and short reviews. And of course, if you know that person, his comment appears first because he makes sense. It's almost like when we had friends in real life. And there is trailers and similar movies and personalized recommendations based on your test and your demographics. And of course, there is integration with legal providers because it makes sense. If you discover a new movie to watch, we tell you where you can watch it. And that's actually how we make money. And it's live. It's alive. It's being used by thousands of people every day, everywhere. Last month alone, we served more than 6 million movies. And we have more than 300,000 short reviews from users all across the world, mostly in Germany. And this is a team, a bunch of ex-executives from WPP working in brands like IKEA, BMW, Deutsche Bank, or Avis. We were born a year and a half ago, moved to Germany where we raised our first round, then moved back to Spain through Seed Rocket, and now we're looking for our first seed round of funding. With the initial £50,000, we launched in Germany. Now we want to launch beyond Germany because we want to become the content discovery platform for movies and series. Somehow we are competing with Netflix, iTunes, and Amazon, but not really. They compete for the content. We compete for the user. They compete for the content. We compete for the user because whoever helps people decide what to watch will have the key to the industry. And it's one of the biggest industries on earth, and that's why we want to talk to you. Oops. Thanks.
Thank you. You have 20 seconds more because for the question, because you don't use the 3 minutes, so you will have 2 minutes and 20 seconds for answer and questions.
That's great.
Miguel?
Hello. Can you explain more about your business model, please?
Well, we see the business model on two different sides. First, in the short term, we generate leads to iTunes, to Amazon. We have some advertisement, etc., etc. So that's how sort of we pay the party today. In the long term, we are a data company. We have data about movies and series. We have data, one of the biggest consumer industries on earth. That's how we monetize. Give some examples. Sorry, did I answer your question?
You said that you were looking for some investments. What do we want to do with the money, with investment? You said that you were looking for some investments, some investors. So what are you going to do? I mean, what's your plan?
Sure. With the initial 50K funding, we launched and validated the model in Germany. We've barely spent any money on marketing, really. Now we're looking for funding to expand into Spanish-speaking markets and English-speaking markets. Starting with Spain, which is a lot to LATAM, and UK and the US. So basically, we've got a validated model that is growing organically, and now we want to just go beyond our initial core market. Any questions?
Yes, Johan.
lots of questions, but first, where do you get the data from?
Well, most of the data is freely available.
Yeah.
You know, it is on the productions company's interest to give all the data away. And all the content curation, as of translating the descriptions, getting the pictures, etc., that's done by the users. It's like an open community where everyone contributes.
Okay.
Well, otherwise, we wouldn't have enough hands to do it.
No, because I was thinking of imdb.com, for instance, which is the huge online database, basically. For
Yeah, they have a huge repository. They don't have actually all the movies. There are some things they don't have, like they don't have descriptions in different languages. They tend not to have trailers. They don't have integration with VOD platforms or TV channels. And they don't have any recommender system or any social layer.
They do.
Very barely.
They have trailers, they have pictures, they have insights in the movie, they have community-based activities, they have loads of things that you already proposed, and they have the branding and positioning on the market. So my question is, how do you differentiate from them? Because they have all what you're doing.
In 10 seconds.
Yeah, we just have a different approach. They are more for, I mean, they stand for Internet Movie Database. That's what the name stands for. We do have a database, but we just use it for different purposes. They have all the information. We never have as much information of them, maybe. But we have all the engagement tools for users. We have all the social layer. We have the recommender, et cetera, et cetera. We actually get scores of users every week who try to import the ratings from IMDb to us. Of course, they're a huge competitor. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they don't know what you're doing at all. But we do have some things to differentiate.
Muchas gracias. Thank you very much. So, I would like to thank all the startups. It's very courageous to start at 10:30 after Sonar parties and to break the ice and the public. I want to thank also the jury. They have the difficult task. Now they have to decide who's going to be the 3 of the 10 startups going to be at the final. Now I'm going to ask Mario to take the jury evaluation. And I will call the next jury members for the second session. Dave Hines from Sitcamp, I think that here, please go to the first row. Chema Pina, Aptki Global Partners, sorry for them. Alex Lopera, where is Alex? Arriving, yes. Varun Dalal from Telegraph Hill Capital, I saw him before. Yeah, Varun. Simon Lee from Incubio. Simon. Matt Gallic from Native Instruments. Christian Rodriguez. And Alberto Diaz. Hola, Christian. So we need a couple of minutes and we'll start the second round. In the second round, we will have GNB, Jooki, Luke, Lyng, Melodics, Mimi Earring, m.STUV, m.STUV, Ovalsound, and Pacemaker are the startups who's going to be here. So if the startups presenters can go in this area, it will be nicer and more efficient. Okay. Okay, Mario, can you confirm that everybody is here? Okay. Alberto is coming later. Sí. Okay. Bueno. Okay. Sí, Chema is here. Where is Chema? I saw him before. Ah, it's here. Okay. Un, dos. ¿Me das volumen? Gracias. Good morning, everybody again. I'm Pedro Ralda, the master of ceremony of the startup pitch. We're going to start the second round. So the rule this year, we have 30 startups who came to the startup garden. And we have 3 rounds of 10 startups. So we had the first round, and now we have the second round with new jury. Some members of the jury are missing, but we will have to start, and we will count in a proportional way. So the rule of the game is 3 minutes of pitch and 2 minutes of questions. The question is for the jury, and if the jury don't use the time of question, we will open to the rest of the audience. The Sonar+D has selected me to be master of ceremony because I was born in Switzerland. They want to have a very strict, quick, on-time structure, so that's why I'm very sharp about the minutes. I'm sorry, I apologize for the startups, I apologize for the jury and for the public. Sometimes I have to cut people, but we want to give the same time to everybody, to be fair. So we're going to start. We're going to start. We had Irish startup from Ireland, Mrs. Deborah Sass from NGB. I saw Deborah. Please, Deborah. Yes, please. Okay. So you have the mic.
It's JNB.
JNB. JNB. It seems a whiskey.
Thank you very much. Tell me when to start.
So, when you want. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Excellent. My name is Deborah Sass, and I'm the co-founder of JNB Music. JNB Music is a platform that's going to change the way you interact with music in a public space. Just hands up here who's ever used a jukebox. Oh, okay, cool. Right, that's good. Okay, so I'm just going to talk a little bit about myself for a minute. I have spent almost 15 years in the digital music space. I recognize quite a few faces in the room. I've known you all a very long time. That kind of makes me, at my young, tender age, a grandmother in this business. So I've had the pleasure of working with everybody from Spotify to Shazam to all the record labels to Amazon to SoundCloud, SoundHound, and every single iteration in between. Some of them are still around, some of them are not. So we solve a very real problem. Right now we have an app that allows you to interact with music in a public space. So whether the bar, the restaurant, the hairdressing salon, the nightclub, the coffee shop, everybody plays music. That's absolutely what they all do. One of the things we can't do is we can't interact with that music. So we have provided a platform for free to all parts of the industry that sits above all of the music. We do not own music, we do not own hardware, we do not own software. We are all in the cloud. So how does it work? Very simple. As I said, all the venues play music regardless. All they need to have is access to music and not a record player. They also need to have access to the internet. Consumers come in, they see some merchandising on the tables, some stickers, and that merchandising says, choose the music for free, download this app. They download the app, and the first thing they get is some kind of promotion directly to them on their handset in point of sale. They see the playlist of the venue where they're actually at, and they can vote for the songs they like. The one with the most votes, the songs with the most votes, plays next. If nobody's voting, the playlist remains the same. This is a great platform for brands. I'm sure you're all smart enough to figure out when you're sitting 3 meters away from the bar and you can get some kind of promotion about, hey, you like that song? Why don't you go buy a Guinness? Or why don't you go treat yourself to a Heineken? It's a huge market. I've already told you. Because we have no licensing issue, no hardware or no software, we can be anywhere in the world immediately. We have an MVP and we are fully launched already. Revenue streams.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I just want to
3 minutes. For questions, you can maybe people can ask you about the team, and you can present the team on the question time. Please, the jury, don't be shy. A micro for the jury, please. Pass the mic. Don't be shy. Dave.
Can you just tell us a bit more about traction? You said you've got an MVP. Have people? Is it out there? Are you already doing trials?
Yes and yes. We launched 2 weeks ago. We have about 1,000 downloads and about 500 private parties.
So you expect people to basically take over the music in a regular shop and personalize it for themselves. Did I get this right?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
The opposite. So you own a coffee shop, you have music. All the app does is show me your playlist when I come into your shop. I can't add a song or take a song away. So I'm just manipulating the playlist.
Can you tell us a little bit about the team?
Sure. It's 7 people. We're all over the world. I come from the music business. The founder is a serial entrepreneur. He's sitting over there. His name's Jesus. If you want to talk to anybody later, find him. Didier is our global brands guy. He's over there. And we're out there.
More question? Still have time for last question. Yes, Dave.
Hello, Dave.
Quite a few people have tried this before. There's been lots of social jukebox apps. All of them have failed so far to a greater or lesser degree. Why will it not fail today?
3 reasons. We have no hardware, no software, and we don't own the content. So we can integrate with any music service out there but a record player and a CD player. Bit too analog.
Great. So if the public wants to have a question, we still have 10 seconds if you want to add something, otherwise.
No, thank you very much. Thank you to this young man and everybody at Sonar. They're doing a great job. And to all the other startups, good luck.
Thank you. It's never easy to be the first one to start a pitch round. So now from Belgium, we have Monsieur Théodore Maresco from Jooki. Bonjour. Number 1. Non, celui-là. C'est ça.
Hi everyone. My name is Theo. I'm the CEO of m.STUV, producer of Jooki. 2 years ago, my daughters, Eva and Marianne, asked me to play a song. So I handed them my phone, and then this happened. And just like that, we were disconnected. Instead, with Jooki, we help kids connect with their families. Jooki is a Wi-Fi speaker that is activated with NFC-enabled figurines. Each figurine is a playlist that you just have to place on Jooki to play your favorite music, basically like this. You can find a lover. Or like that. So this is not just one song, it's like literally an entire playlist. Adults got the Walkman, the CD, iPod, music streaming and smart speakers. But for kids, music and stories stopped with the disappearance of the CD. Until now. Jooki is a cloud-based speaker that can stream from services such as SoundCloud, Deezer or Spotify. But unlike other smart speakers, it doesn't need the Wi-Fi to work. It actually has internal storage where parents can upload their own content, including their own stories. So basically, there is no driving through the Costa del Sol or staying with the grandparents with the kids screaming because there is no Wi-Fi. And with its interactive figurines, Jooki has a delightful and intuitive interface. Figurines have already been a hit in the video game industry. With Skylanders, Nintendo Amiibo, and Disney Infinity, they had cumulative revenues of over $5 billion. And Jooki is at the intersection of the wireless speakers, the digital audio, and the smart toys businesses. That's a business of over $20 billion. Yet, Jooki is in a completely unique position. It is the only portable smart speaker that is actually appropriate for everybody, including kids. My co-founders, Will and Peter, are two amazing engineers from Google and Huawei. And Alan, our advisor, has written some of the history with Hasbro and Tomy. All right. Since our Kickstarter campaign last year, we've got a number of awards and recognitions in places such as CES or South by Southwest. And our product is currently under industrialization and will be shipping this fall. As a company, we're right now in the middle of July closing our 1 million seed round, and we're still looking for 300K, basically to be able to produce more and start shipping. I would love to tell you about integrating artificial intelligence, interactive stories, or licensing, but I mean, our first job is to deliver to our Kickstarter backers and then ship in time to retail for the holiday season. So I really hope that in 15 years from now...
3 minutes are over. We have 2 minutes for questions. We start. Chema.
Hi. In terms of your commercialization strategy, what is it? Because your profiles are very technical, but it seems to be a retail business.
Yeah, so the distribution strategy starts in Europe because we are a European-based company. So we're going on online through Amazon Launchpad, and we're putting together distribution in retail. So we're starting with the UK, France, the Nordics, and the Benelux, and we're planning to expand to the US next year.
Hi again. I saw you yesterday and you mentioned that the price is going to be somewhere around 200 euros or dollars. Do you see potential to bring the price down?
Yes, I mean, in our stage of a company, we do have to have this kind of pricing. Obviously, you know, with volumes, we can push the pricing down. Then again, this is actually a lot more than just a music player, also justifying much more value. One of the things we're doing is also connect the parents with the kids. So there is an app, and parents can do things remotely, such as sending messages remotely from, you know, on the other side of the ocean. And we're developing a whole ecosystem around that.
How difficult is it to program the app for a parent?
It's actually super simple. You basically have a playlist, and you will say, this playlist is this figurine. And if you want to upload content, if you have it on your phone, you just press on it. Or if you're doing that from a laptop, you basically open a browser window on Jooki, and you drag and drop from iTunes, and you're done.
Do you think in a world where most homes are now getting Alexas and Sonos and wireless speakers anyway, do you think there's actually room in the home for one more device like this?
Yeah, absolutely. It's actually complementary. Something like Alexa devices, first of all, need to recognize the voice of a kid, but also they are Wi-Fi devices, so they need a Wi-Fi to function, and it's a lot easier to have an object-based interface to control them. What I haven't mentioned is actually Jooki is a smart speaker, so it will also do voice recognition.
Merci beaucoup, Theodore. Thank you very much. Now we have another startup from Belgium, the second one, Look, Monsieur Ludwig Dumont.
Hi everybody, my name is Ludwig. I'm from the startup Look Live Media. Those spots are very bright. So basically what is Look? Look is a startup active in the on-demand mobile live streaming business. We started with a couple of simple questions because we had them ourselves. How can I know if I want to go to the restaurant if there's a queue in front of the restaurant? Or how can I know if I want to go kiting if it's a good day to kite? There are a couple of options out there, but they are very poor and they basically don't answer my main question. You have to connect to static webcams that don't deliver good quality. You have to scout other social media networks, which is a very inefficient process. So there's basically not a solution that allows you to get immersive, contextualized content through live streaming. When you look at the competitive landscape, you think about Periscope, you think about Facebook Live. But if you think about those networks, which are social networks, and we're not a social network, they're basically diverse from what we do. They are all streamer initiated, like Periscope, people start streaming. Even if it's uninteresting content for you, they just stream it. And basically, it's also based on social networks. So you have to know me, or you have to be a friend of somebody who knows me. So it's basically not super relevant for your specific situation. And if you look at how the internet evolved, in the beginning, there wasn't that much. People started creating content, web pages, and now it's very hard to find the content that you are looking for. So we think that the future of live streaming is also on demand and not offer-based. So we basically developed two products. We started with the development of a mobile app, which we launched approximately a year ago, which is called simply Look. So Look, how does it goes? Basically, you open the app and you request a live stream from somebody anywhere in the world. You don't need to know the person, you just look for a location. The person that is there right now gets a notification on their smartphone asking them to stream something very specific. So it's location-based and very specific. You ask a specific question, like, is there anybody in front of the restaurant? Or is the weather any good in Barcelona? You ask a very specific question. And then basically when somebody picks up the request, there's a live stream that starts between that person and yourself. Very important to know is that the live streams are very what we call snackable. So they are 20 seconds because if you look at the average span of attention of people, certainly youngsters, everything that is longer than 20 seconds, you lost them. So we make it very snackable, we make it very short, and we make it very sweet. A very important thing to understand as well is that once the live streams have been recorded, they remain on the platform. So other people can check them out as well. So we also have a discovery mode. So what's next? So we launched this thing and we got some traction. I'm from Belgium, but I'm based in the United States, in San Francisco, because it's a bigger market. And we got picked up by quite some media. We got featured by Reuters because we met them at TechCrunch Disrupt. Then we got featured by Forbes because we met them at another conference. And we started thinking about all these use cases. So if you look at, for example, news, citizen journalism is a very major issue. It's a very major challenge because now everybody works with mobile reporters, people that are on the payroll, but it's very inefficient because if something happens somewhere, they have to send a team, they have to send a car, and mostly people are too late. And as we know, for news, speed equals traffic equals money, right? So we could basically be a solution for media organizations. And that has been proven because we have a media platform that is being used by brands.
To go to questions, I'm sorry.
Sorry for being very enthusiastic.
No problem. I have a question. I didn't get the user connection. Is it basically, if I want to know if there is a queue in front of a cafe or something, I hit up any user that is on your platform to ask them for a video of it? So basically I'm asking people that I don't know about it?
Exactly.
Okay.
And you to comment on that, because we take privacy very important. We think it's very important, privacy. So you don't know the identity of the person. So the person is, if they don't want to be discovered, they don't.
Can you maybe just tell us a bit more, maybe we're going to come to it, about user downloads, engagement in the app, and that, what's the kind of liquidity between like requests and actual people doing live streams on the platform?
Okay, so first and foremost, we know that you have the whole acquisition framework, acquisition, engagement, retention, right? But basically from the starting point, we decided to focus on engagement and retention from the beginning. Because basically that's the most important thing. What do you want to have? You want to have people using your app on a very recurrent basis. Otherwise, you're just another app in their phone. And definitely with iOS 11 launching right now, there's a feature that is going to delete the unused apps. So we focus on retention and engagement right now. We launched, and since we launched, we have 50,000 monthly active users. And basically that is, I'm not going to say because it's all organically and we're this wonder kid that basically just happened to have 50,000 downloads. We did some marketing, but it wasn't in the perspective of spending a budget of, for example, $10,000 on marketing. And if you think about our growth strategy, what do we want to do? We don't want to focus on sole user acquisition. We want to basically use partnerships that we already have with media companies to basically get access to their community. So to amend on your question, we have a media company in Belgium. It's a big media group, the biggest one in Belgium, that basically invested in our company. And basically now we get access to their community and they become part of our community as well.
Thank you very much. Time is over. Now we have from the USA Lyng, Mr. Dave Shore. Where is Dave? Oh, sorry. I was looking at the other direction. So you have 3 minutes, and after 2 minutes from questions. Good luck.
Lyng does location real time anywhere in the world without Wi-Fi, cell phone, or any sort of connectivity. Oh, you guys.
Oh.
Hi. Thank you. Our videographer. We have all been in a scenario where we've had that moment of panic in trying to find, be it a group of friends at a festival or a child in a crowd. And imagine if that involves a disaster scenario where lives are at risk. Up until now, reliable location involved cellular, mobile networks, Wi-Fi, maps or landmarks, and active participation by all parties. A young child cannot be an active participant. And with groups, larger groups, it becomes exponentially more difficult. With Lyng, we are a decentralized solution, peer-to-peer. We can go up to 5 miles, completely independent of phones, networks, maps, or any active participation. You can have up to 40,000 units in one place, secure and without interference. Our markets launch with ski theme and festivals, business to consumer, where it's rental and we receive a $5 licensing model. We sell to government and then direct to consumer through families. 63% of people would pay $10 a day for a Lyng. 35% would pay $99 to purchase. Our partners include Coachella through CID Entertainment, Telluride, Universal Studios, and the US government and Royal Thai Army. We're doing a program in July. With Universal, they're doing a partnership on the data and messaging of up to 40,000 units. Our net promoter score of 60 at Telluride and a 90% buyer intent was incredible. We're closing a round next week, press release coming out, $1.9 million seed round, led by +8 equity partners who are right here with us today. Thank you all very much. We're Lyng, and we look forward to your questions.
Great. So you will have 25 seconds more because you didn't use your 3 minutes for the question. No. We have another mic. It's here. Dave, questions?
Yes. Question. So I see the device on your belt. What is the opportunity to integrate the technology into other devices that people might have, or for miniaturization to make it smaller?
Thanks. That's definitely a huge opportunity for us. What we did here is focus on a form factor which was modular, right, with a carabiner, which would allow us to try out a whole bunch of different verticals simultaneously: kids, elder care, skiing, festivals, amusement parks. But the platform can certainly be shrunk.
Can you explain more in detail your commercialization strategy? Because at the end,
so we're starting with B2B2C. So we're going to say Universal Studios and Telluride, where they rent to their individuals, say their families or their children. They charge up to $10 a day or more. We receive $5 per day licensing. We are then selling to government in bulk, and we're also selling direct to consumer at $99 per unit. Sorry.
The companies that you work with, do they have to do any type of adaptation or integration, or is it basically they buy this from you and then they can just use it for their?
Well, the beauty of it is there's no infrastructure. So Disney is doing their $1 billion investment in Magic Band. Universal, being their competitor, is looking at how do we do this at a fraction of the cost, because you don't have to install the beacons and other infrastructure required there. Sorry. Go ahead.
Lyng creates a point-to-point low-power radio network. So it uses GPS to get its location, but then that location is shared unit to unit by its own low-power radio.
50 seconds for a last question. Any volunteer? Yes? No? Something to add? Yes, Chema?
what is the advantage that you are using a device in front of a similar app that is, for instance, in the mobile devices?
Can you repeat the question?
What is your advantage that you are using a device, are developing a device in front of other competitors that maybe have an app using the
So the question basically is, how is this better than a phone? What can this do that a phone can't? We built our RF stack from the ground up, optimized around this particular use case, right? So a phone is going to have other processes scheduled. It's never going to have the same kind of battery life. We're going to get 4 days of battery life plus another week and a half in beacon mode. This is a sunlight readable screen. It's completely waterproof.
5 seconds.
And it works anywhere around the world, no matter where you are, without any kind of setup. You can walk onto a desert island in Fiji, the Ozarks, wherever, and it just works.
And kids and elder care, if your parents, they're not using a phone necessarily. And it's a different use case when you have a passive user. And that's another important thing to keep in mind.
Good point. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
No. Now we have a startup coming from New Zealand, Melodics. I want to call Sam Gribben. Where is Sam? Yes. Thank you for coming from the South.
Thank you. Hello, I'm Sam Gribben. I'm the founder of Melodics, and we are changing the way that people are learning to play musical instruments. I was the CEO of Serato for 10 years, and in that time I worked with some of the greatest musicians on the planet. You might recognize this guy. He wrote a song lyric about my last company. I've always wanted to learn to play an instrument myself, but it's hard. It's really hard. The hard part is sticking with it. There are over 1 billion people in the world that have had music lessons of some form in their life, but a staggering 90% of people give up within 4 months. Practice is the key. Everyone agrees to that. The current state of the art is YouTube. There's a lot of people who take lessons on YouTube. It's really good, but it lacks a hook. And if you can practice, you'll get better. If you don't practice, you won't. That's where Melodics comes in. We help to make practice fun, but much more importantly, we help to make it a habit. And it's really working. In the 18 months since we launched, we have now over 95,000 registered users. We're making $35,000 US a month in recurring revenue. And now we have our unit economics totally worked out. We spend $45 to acquire a customer, and we get $184 in return. We have our distribution nailed. We're working with some of the leading brands in our category, and we have strategic investment, for some industry heavyweights. Graduated from 500 startups last year. We're also working with legendary artists like DJ Jazzy Jeff to make music content, lessons. This is just the beginning for us as well. We started our initial market in the world of finger drumming. We're now raising a seed round to expand into the much, much bigger markets of keys and piano. Here's the thing. Learning to play a musical instrument hasn't really changed in hundreds of years. My kids are starting to take lessons now. They're pretty much learning the way that Mozart would have, and that's crazy. We are helping the 85% of people who wish they could play a musical instrument. If you'd like to join us, come and talk to the tall guy afterwards. Thank you.
Okay, so you use 2 minutes 35 seconds, so you have 2 minutes 25 for questions. Right. Going to be fair. So the micro, it's already with the volume.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you actually do or what the product is.
So our initial market, we are targeting people who are buying pad controllers. And they are products made by companies like Native Instruments and a lot of other companies in the industry. We chose this as a really particular niche within electronic music, in part because of my history and experience within the industry, to prove out the concept. We wanted a small market that we could really dominate. So we make an app that trains them how to play this instrument. And what we're doing next is we're applying what we've learned to the much more traditional instruments like piano.
And how does it work? How your app works? I mean,
how does it work?
Yeah.
You connect the instrument to. I mean, probably the best way to explain it is to describe the long-term picture. So you'd be sitting in front of your piano with your phone or tablet on the music holder. You're playing your piano. The app is listening to what you're playing and giving you real-time feedback on your performance. The other thing that we do is a good tutor will understand what you need to work on and what motivates you. So we analyze what you're playing and use machine learning to make recommendations of the exercises that you should do.
Hey, Sam.
Hello.
Do you intend to ever also have like direct communication with basically music teachers, educators, or is this all meant to be really machine learning driven?
We see this as a really useful tool to educators. Right across the spectrum, from teaching kids up to a college level, we've found educators struggle with getting their students to actually practice. What Melodics does is it helps people form a habit of practice, which means they can learn much faster. So an educator can give their students Melodics as a training tool to help them engage with their practice.
And you've tapped into a really interesting niche. As you kind of move out towards piano and other kind of more traditional instruments, who do you think your biggest competitors will be?
There are currently a few companies that we're competing with. The biggest one is Rocksmith from Ubisoft, which is a huge games company, but that's really aimed at being something for gamers to learn how to play guitar, whereas we want to make a tool for musicians to improve. There's a Finnish startup called Musician that we compete with, or will be competing with. Our angle against them is that we're really focusing on culturally relevant material. Kids don't want to learn to play piano, they want to make beats like for Drake. You know, that's our angle and our experience.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So after New Zealand, we are from Deutschland, Mimi Earring, Mr. Philip Skribanowitz. I hope that I didn't destroy your name, sorry. Philip, the floor is yours.
Who in this room still has perfect vision? So no one, or one person. So a question to the rest of you. Who would go and buy a Ultra HD television, spend thousands of euros, and not put on your glasses? Or who would go to a gallery, not bringing their glasses? No one, because that doesn't make sense. But that is what's happening in the music industry. There are billions spent on delivering you the best sound. Expensive instruments, expensive recording equipment, mastering studios, lossless file formats, expensive headphones and speakers. But then, the last inch in this chain, your hearing ability is not considered. You might think now, that's not affecting me, but let's look at the facts. A teenager hears up to 21,000 hertz. And then as we age, we lose more and more the frequencies until the speech area is reached. That's when people get a hearing aid. But music is so much richer, so our music listening is affected way earlier. So it's not a problem of our parents and grandparents, but this is affecting all of us in this room. So that's why we built Mimi, to take care of this last step and really let you experience what the artist intended you to hear. So objectively improving the sound so you hear all the details. So we built the #1 hearing test on iOS, CE certified medical grade product, tested more than 500,000 people, and then we have an algorithm that is based on a model of the healthy human ear that brings back those details so you can enjoy the richness of music. This is a B2B product that we license to audio companies to put into their products. So if you have this one hearing profile, you subscribe to a new streaming service, buy new headphones, a smartphone or a car, you connect your hearing profile, and the sound is optimized to you. We have already launched with the streaming service a Pro Audio headphone coming in September. We've already realized 500,000 euros in revenue this year alone, until this point, and we'll hit to 1 million until the end of the year. I would have really loved to give you a demo, but this would be like giving you my glasses and letting them try out. So I really encourage you to try it for yourself or come by our booth and really experience what difference it can make and what details you're actually missing. Thank you.
So you will have 2 minutes and 42 seconds because you didn't use all your time. For questions, the jury. Oh, first the jury and after you. Unless the jury has no question, thank you.
Talk about
come here, please.
Any competition in the space or kind of defensibility if somebody else was to bring a similar technology to market?
So we're really rooted deeply. Hello. So we're really deeply rooted in hearing science. We have postdocs who have been in the psychoacoustic field for more than 16 years. We have filed patents in that field, and we're really modeling the healthy human ear and have psychoacoustic measures that are way beyond what even ENTs and audiologists are measuring. And we have the data to really track what is leading to the best fit. So we filed patent, we have trade secrets, and now have the biggest database probably on hearing. And there are some competitors in the market coming either from the hardware side, and they're using some kind of poor equalization techniques, things like this. So we really have a strong scientific foundation. That's why we also partnered with the largest German health insurance, have the CE certification as a medical product.
Thank you. Question from the jury. Varum, and after the gentleman.
So the technology works with all kind of headphones, right? What happens in your experience to users when they are not listening to music and they are normal again, in a sense?
I don't quite get it. What?
When they are not listening to music and they take off their headphones and they are now listening as they normally would, what impact does it have on them?
So it is an algorithm that goes not only into headphones, but it can also be software in an app, can be software on a smartphone. So you can also let it run over speakers. And when you enjoy music, it's usually on a smartphone, on a stereo system in your car. So these places are all covered. And then at a later point, we have the data to also provide you with a hearing aid. But we are starting way earlier when it's affecting music, where you can still understand speech. But then later on, we also have the data to fit hearing aids. But we're starting at the early music phase.
Yes.
My question.
Whoa. No problem. Go
I
on.
hope everyone still has their hearing intact. My question is similar to the gentleman who just spoke. I think actually what he was getting at, you didn't quite answer, which is the issue of homeostasis. Is there any chance that your product actually, by amplifying frequencies in a vulnerable range or a damaged range, could actually accelerate hearing loss? And by the way, this seems like an amazing product, but I think we're actually asking the same thing, which is it dangerous?
It's actually protecting hearing. We've done blind tests with personalized sound and normal sound. People are reducing the volume by 3 decibels. So they're listening less loud, because what happens with the grandfather, he cranks up the volume, but he doesn't need the louder sounds to be louder. He only needs the quiet sounds to be a little bit louder, so it's actually protecting hearing passively. With more joy, people are listening less loud, so quite the opposite.
Thank you. Congratulations. Danke schön. Mike. Now we came back to Korea with m.STUV, Mr. Ejae Hong. Thank you. Next.
Hola, my name is Fran. I'm founder of mLab. You know, recently, too many people using smartphone for watching video, but there are too many problems. For example, people cannot buy some product on watching video. People cannot find some information on watching video, and share problem. And I hate this ad. But if you are using m.STUV, you can buy something on watching video. You can find information in real time, and no more ad. User can find the specific actor and actress on certain scene, and find some product and buy it very easy. And advertiser and seller can find pinpoint customer automatically. For example, I want to buy some Lego in Barcelona. m.STUV automatically make key tag in real time, and it lead you to Lego shop. User leave a comment on the scene. Seller can find the tag and input some product, and the user can buy very easy. And the key tag indicates the product on the scene. Our building information method are 2 kinds of methods. First is manual method based on user's command, seller's tag. Second is automatic method based on text, sound, image recognition. This is multilingual support. Usually, influencers earn money from YouTube or Facebook ad platform. If influencer using m.STUV, they earn money from ad platform, and plus sell product directly to user, and even share the revenue from third-party merchandise sales. For example, a 20-year-old woman living in Barcelona who is interested in cosmetic on certain scene, a seller can find that tag, input some product directly, and m.STUV provide the pinpoint customer to seller automatically. This is the market size, very huge. This is business model. Commission of total sales, license from the other company, and ad earning. Our official service will launch next quarter in China and Vietnam. So user will be 11 million and $5 million US revenue. And we build 6 billion metadata. I got some awards from Korea, US, China, and Vietnam. This is my team. Finally, m.STUV user can find the product on video, person on video, passion on video, even find the emotion on video. So m.STUV make one content becomes a lot of content. Gracias.
Thank you very much. Thank you. 2 minutes of question. No? Chema, Varun, everything was clear? Somebody from the audience? Yes, Dave.
Can you just tell us a bit more about your growth so far, like how many people are actually using this, how many tags are being found, etc.?
Excuse me? Yeah?
Come.
This app is now a beta service, so our official service will be launching next quarter.
You can join. You're working. Yeah, that's right. No? Yeah. Just speak. To do. Yes.
I mean, after the question, I will translate too.
Okay. So, if there is any question, we have a translator, so you're going to facilitate. Yes, Adriana.
So you mentioned like 5 million people download or is using it, and but there is no revenue from that.
I have a contract with a Vietnamese company and Chinese company. So Vietnamese company and Chinese company support some their user and make some money for our company. I've got a contract.
Okay. Any question? If you want to add something. Okay.
Gracias.
Thank you very much. Muchas gracias. We came back to Barcelona, where is an Italian entrepreneur based in Spain, Nested, Mr. Tommaso Brezzi. Good luck.
Good morning, everyone. Let me introduce you Sarah. She is an art director, freelancers, and she works from home. And as you can see, it's not very easy for her to do his job. So we thought, how can we help Sarah? Well, we've seen that only between Madrid and Barcelona, there are 350,000 companies with idle spaces, more than 1,000 co-working all around space, and more than 2 million of idle office square meters of idle spaces in between in Barcelona. But so we think, how to connect this market? How to connect these million on freelancers or startups, digital nomads that need this flexible office space with a very, very easy solution, a marketplace. Nested, the marketplace of the office as a service. And why? Because it's an enormous market, a market that last year generated more than 11 billion worldwide. And of course, we give some clear benefit to our users. For the guests, we offer the flexibility, the scalability they are looking for. We offer a better networking and access to offer to a better prices. And for the owner of the spaces, we give the chance to attract talent to our office, to have an extra income, and to book their space in a very easy way. Of course, we have started also to work with the real estate sector, and we are doing some pilots right now that will start in the next months with venture capital real estate, and they're very happy to put some to diversify some of their stocks in our platform. And our aim is to positioning as the trusted middleman of the sector. We offer insurance, we offer a contract. We're going to launch an app in December, and all the spaces are curated. And of course, we have a talent matching, which an algorithm that gives a big differential to us. We have seen that the talent is one of the most important things that companies are looking for. We have a clear model of a commission fee. This is our platform, which is a very easy platform to use, very easy to book the spaces. And this is the target we are started to direct from, which is a creative sector. And of course, this is our milestone. We launched on February 2016, and already we are managing more than 600 spaces between Madrid and Barcelona. This is our team, which is a team with more than 10 years of experience. We are supported with a very relevant team of advisors and with a proactive team of investors. If we think that they've been able to create a taxi company with 1 million taxi with no one own, if they've been able to create a hotel chain with more than 5 million beds with non-own, we're going to create the largest and more talented office space in the world. And this is nested. Share office, share talent. And for sure, if someone has some idle spaces available, I will be more than happy to speak with him in the meeting room. Thank you.
Grazie mille. Thank you very much. You have been 3 minutes, 2 minutes of questions.
I have a question regarding, are you just a platform and everybody can decide what type of prices they're doing, how long you have to rent it for, if it's just a day or so, or is there some sort of standardization coming from you?
It's correct. We only give the platform, and the owner of the space is able to decide for how long you want to rent out the space, the prices and everything. And we give also an extra fee that's come from the experience that we had. The owner of the space always is be able to accept or to decline the booking request that is received. At the end, you are opening your office, and you want to know the people that comes in your office. Maybe let's say that you have a creative industry, and there is a commercial that want to come to your office. Maybe you don't want a guy which is calling all day long at your office. So that's why we leave the space able to decide all the things that you want to offer in the platform, the time, money, and also the possibility to accept or decline the booking request that it receives.
Yes, Dave?
Hey, it looks like you've done a great job so far. What are your plans beyond Madrid and Barcelona? And in a market that already has a lot of local players throughout Europe and the US, in 3 years, do you think you'll be a global company like Uber or something different?
Well, there are 2 points. Our aim is to grow not by country, but growing only through city. The first aim is to connect the most relevant technological and creative hubs around Europe, which are, like Paris, London, Stockholm, Berlin, and not focusing in cities. That is what has happened also here in Spain. We focus on Madrid and Barcelona, but that we get also to have offer from other cities all around Spain. US is not our main target. Then we would like to move to Asia because we have seen that it's a big boom there about this kind of sharing economy and sharing office spaces. And also because in US, there is the only player. You mentioned players here around Europe. Of course, there are other competitors. We say they are more substitutive than us. They are more focusing on co-working and business center. And we are the only company which is focusing on also in real estate, on idle spaces. So actually...
Time is over. I'm sorry. So,
other question.
Your questions were long. Your answer also. So we have finished the 2 minutes of question. I'm sorry. But we have to be fair with everybody.
Thank you very much indeed.
Next one. Now from Spain, Ovalsound, Mr. Juan Diaz. Derecha, izquierda. 3 minutes, let's go.
So I'm gonna tell you about a discovery journey we started when one of the co-founders, Ravi Goldschmidt, which is he's a very well-known handpan player and a traveling musician, traveling with handpans. Handpans are steel-made music instruments, very delicate ones. It's called by someone as an art, but someone call it as a nightmare. So Ravi needed a solution, a custom-made solution for versatility and performance. He met Alex, which is the other co-founder, and they built what you are seeing on the screen, the first digital handpan. Meanwhile, when we were making the first prototype, it was not even a product, it was a custom-made solution, we discovered that it was a product. There was a demand in the market for that, so we produced the first real prototype and conduct a very successful Kickstarter campaign to test the waters, to see how is the answer in the market. I was quite successful in 2015, but that was also a journey of discovery because what we discovered is that most of our customers were not musicians, were not using the instrument as a musical instrument. They're using it as because the positive emotional feedback they get while playing. So that's a new field. That's a very nice accident happening there. And we are now here. This is the problem we are aiming to solve. We are solving already part of the problem with the musical instrument, which is composed by a hardware solution and a software solution. We are the first digital handpan available in the market, but as I told you before, what we discover is that the using of our technical solution, not just an instrument, but as something else to serve other purposes, is where we are now focusing more, not just delivering, but going further and expanding the software side of the business and the service side of the business. We are a full stack company. We have more or less half of everything. And we are now looking to have a full, complete team, mostly on the development part and also in the hardware escalation part for going to mass market. And that's pretty much all. Thank you very much.
Muchas gracias. So you will have 2 minutes 25 for questions because you don't use the 3 minutes. Let's go.
Who's your primary customer? I didn't get that. Like, who do you envision being really interested in that product?
Sorry, I made a mistake.
Target customers at first were, of course, we intended to go for musicians, percussionists, DJs, producers. Of course, those are our customers. We have them. But very different. And I mean, they are musicians. But we discovered that we have a huge market of people who are interested in the sound of the music, but not really into going and playing music as musicians. So our market is composed mostly with music aficionados, of course. Now the main target we are serving product. We have pre-sold 1,000 units. We are serving to music players and people who are using that for mostly meditation at this moment.
Well, how many units do you expect to sell in the coming years? And in terms of supply, how do you have solved the problem of supply?
It depends, of course, on our budget. If we have budget enough, I mean, perfect scenario, first year, 65,000 units. Second year, a bit more than that. In terms of hardware units, software side is going to be higher. Actually, at this moment, everything is manufactured or developed locally in the closest 65 kilometers around Barcelona. But of course, we want to distribute the manufacturing across the world whenever it's convenient. But for that, we need to change how we design it to be easily manufactured in a kind of Industry 4.0 environment.
What's your core value proposition and IP with this product? Like, what is really so special about it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the hardware. In terms of the hardware, the combination of sensors and the material, the surface materials, is very sophisticated. Nothing special. You know, the elements have nothing special, but the combination is unique and is patented.
Great. We have 25 seconds. Last question. Yes?
Do you want to be a product company, or do you want to turn this also into a technology for other companies?
We are a music technology company. This is our first product, but we have a full plan that if it comes together, we'll have services, we'll have software, and we have what I call surprise as a service.
Muchas gracias. Thank you very much.
Please come to our booth to experience the instrument. It's just across the corner.
Yes, you're right to remind us, everybody. All the startups who are pitching today, they have a stand just behind this wall called the Sonar Garden, Sonar+D Garden. And so they will be here until 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, because at 8 o'clock we have the, we changed the micro, sorry. Ahmed. Yes, sorry. Un, dos. Okay. Just to remind that all the startups who are pitching today, they have a little stand here. They will be... Yes, I know. Don't worry. You're coming. Don't worry. Just explaining, again, until 8 o'clock, all the startups are waiting for you if you need more information or you have questions. Now, the last one from Sweden, Mr. Jonas Norbeck, Pacemaker. No, this one. And this.
Hello. I'm Jonas from Pacemaker, and the recorded music industry is finally back in growth. And it's happening with streams, and it's estimated that those streams by 2020 will account for $17 billion of revenue. Unfortunately, DJ mixes and remixes is still created with files, saved as files, and then uploaded to low-paying platforms like YouTube, SoundCloud, and Mixcloud. And we estimate that on these services, DJ mixes alone accounts for 112 billion track streams per year. And we estimate that on just SoundCloud, and Mixcloud, there's more than 11 million users ready to pay $9.99 per month. That's a potential $1.4 billion worth of revenue that is lost because this content isn't available in high-paying platforms like Spotify and Apple. At the same time, streaming is an amazing opportunity because there's a lot of potential mixes trapped in those millions of tracks. So to unlock this potential, we've developed Pacemaker. It's a revolutionary app that allows people to create mixes with streams. And empowered by our unique artificial intelligence DJ, even my half-blind mother can create an awesome pro-level mix. And she can use Spotify's vast 30 million track strong catalog when she does it. And Apple loves it. An Apple Design Award in the keynote last week, 2 massive main banner global App Store featurings, and much more. This is Pacemaker. So some of you might be wondering how we can do this. Isn't this a licensing nightmare? No, it isn't, because we're only saving how a mix is done, not the actual file. We call this the meta mix, and Pacemaker is the first tool, but Native, Ableton, Pioneer, Serato, they can all use it. And meta mixes can be posted online and consumed online and inside the streaming services. And the MetaMix, as a platform, can move all DJ mixes and remixes away from the low-paying platforms to the high-paying platforms, Spotify and Apple, and grow the business with at least an additional $1.4 billion worth of revenue. Remember, not counting YouTube. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Who wants to start? Chema?
Hello. What is your strategy to grow the business?
Sorry?
Your strategy to grow the business so you will get more users?
So currently we're very focused on MetaMix distribution. So that's getting our SDK, you can see that's a self-playing piano, into the streaming services, and also collaborate with other creation tools, like, for example, Native Instrument.
The idea is awesome, but what do you, I think from a social perspective, there's something really there, but you, from a company perspective, what is in it for you economically with this?
Like, what's the business model?
Yeah.
It's a good question. So the MetaMix promises that it can grow the business with, you know, $1.4 billion worth of revenue, not counting YouTube. And YouTube is like 10x SoundCloud and Mixcloud combined. So we believe that if we can do this and prove incremental value, we will also be able to get a cut.
And you're thinking about it not just for Spotify, but Spotify is one example, and you want to basically make this platform independent, yeah?
Absolutely. We are completely service agnostic. We can be a layer on top of music streaming.
And you are certain that other companies, the streaming services, are not just implementing this as a feature by themselves?
I know how big organizations work, and I know that there's streaming services and big companies that have been trying to replicate what we do, and they've failed miserably.
Your neighbor.
Hey. Can you just, good presentation, can you just comment on kind of more around traction and specifically around engagement, like who are the most engaged users, how are you tracking that, etc.?
So we have 4 million downloads to date, and we haven't revealed our user numbers yet, but when we're at 1 million, we're probably going to say something. So we resonate with younger demographics, like the Snapchat generation of creators. They like sort of, they want technology to help them. And our machine intelligence make it possible for them to create stuff that they've never been able to create before.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, with you, we have finished the second round. We're going to ask the judge to fulfill the forms. Mario will take. As we have been very good on time, we will do a 5-minute break before starting the third round. So we will do the new judge will arrive. The new startups are arriving also. Just 5 minutes and we are back here. I'm going to call the judge for the next round. It will be Alberto Diaz, Itziar Blasco, Navid Khalili, Patrick Zuqueta, Miquel Martí, Luis Gutiérrez y Artur Bardera. 5 minutes. Thank you. Thank you, Varun. Gracias, Chema. Te ha gustado. Thank you. Gracias. Good luck. You are from the startup, no? So startup or this row? Dejo el micro que... ¿Dónde está el baño más cercano? ¿La lista? Sí. Hola. Before starting, I'm just going to call again the jury. Alberto Diaz, Itziar, Navid Khalili, Patrick Tsuqueta, Miquel Martí, Luis Gutiérrez, and Artur Bardera. Please come to the first row. You are? Navid Pedro. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I
think I have a pen.
Yes. Siéntate aquí. Ponemos este. Ah. So. Pedro Ralda, molt de gust. Crec que tu estàs aquí? Sí, sí. Patrick Suquet, aquí. Dos, sí. 1, 2, yes. Some judge are missing. I calling there again. Patrick Tsuqueta, Luis Gutiérrez, Artur Bardera. Please come here. Ah, Luis. Aquí, por favor, Luis. Aquí tienes tu formulario. Miquel está. ¿Sí lo ve? Okay. So good morning, everybody. We start the third round, the last round. So we have been, it was a busy morning. My name is Pedro Ralda, I'm your Master of Ceremony. We have 30 startups who are invited this year at the Sonar Startup Garden. And we have been doing 3 rounds of 10 startups. And 3 are selected in each round to go to the final. There will be also 2 special prizes. So even if you're not selected for the final, be here at the closing awards because you may receive a special prize also. So the rules of the games are the following. Each startup will have 3 minutes to do the pitch. And after the jury, we'll have 2 minutes for questions. And we will try to be fair with everybody, so we will have to cut if somebody speaks more than 3 minutes, and we will have to cut if the question and answer going more than 2 minutes. So everybody will have 5 minutes. We had 30 startups from 4 continents. Of course, we have the special country guest who was Korea. And we have 5 startups from USA, 5 from Korea, 3 from UK, 2 from Germany, 2 from Belgium, 1 from Denmark, 1 from Sweden, 1 from Ireland, and 1 from New Zealand, plus 9 local startups from Spain. We will start with a startup from Barcelona. I hope that Alex Fernandez is here. Playmoss, please. Alex Fernandez. Por favor. It's not easy to start a pitch run, so it needs a lot of positive energy of everybody. So again. Yeah, muy bien. Suerte.
Hi, I'm Alex Fernandez. I'm from here, and I founded Playmoss. I had a need before start with Playmoss, and the need was where to save all the music that I was discovering on YouTube, on Facebook, on SoundCloud, or Bandcamp, or even on SoundCloud. And this was the reason that why we've created Playmoss. With Playmoss, you can collect all the music that you discover online on the same playlist, and then share this playlist inside Playmoss or on the different social media. The idea is pretty simple. It's a kind of Pinterest of music. And since yesterday, it's compatible with Spotify too. So on Playmoss, you can find more than 60,000 music lovers that have created more than 100,000 playlists. And you can follow these users, comment their playlists, or even like the playlist. So Playmoss is really social. We have had a huge growth during the last 5 months, more than 400%. And we are based here in Barcelona, but most of our users are from the States and Canada, 70% of them. All the growth is 100% organic driven, so we don't spend any kind of money in advertisement. The founders, my team is really balanced. We have people coming from the music industry, like Gerardo Cartón, who was former director of PS Spain. People coming from experts in business development, like Michael Proper, who is based in New York, or tech guys as Jordi Jimenez or me, that we are engineers. We are experimenting multiple business models right now. One of them is promote playlists inside the platform, because as you know, the playlist is the core business in the music industry, and things like big data, I think is as you know, is the future, or premium accounts for artists that we call ProS, that let the artists and record labels and festivals create membership clubs inside the platform. It's a pretty new business model, but we are having good experiences with that one. For example, I've been in Los Angeles last week talking with record labels like Mike Dixon of Diplo or 360 of deadmau5, and they are pretty interested in the business model. So why Playmoss? Because we have more traffic and engagement than any other playlist-oriented sites created by major labels, and because the music industry is growing again, and the playlist is the new core business. And Warner and Universal know the project, and they are tracking the project. So there is any kind of things related with licenses or this kind of thing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we will I ask for the micro. I don't remember the micro. Yes, sorry. So we have 2 minutes for question. Isiar, thank you.
Hi, thanks for the presentation. So beside the organic growth that you said you had, which is the strategy in order to get more users?
The strategy is mostly our primary acquisition channels are SEO. So it's basically a lot of growth hacking with the app and the platform, the website, and partnerships with artists. This is another thing that we are going to explore more with more financing Moscow. And the third one is social media. Our users shares a lot of content. So we are growing, so we have more users sharing content. So it's like a loop, yeah.
More question? Yes.
Are you getting any revenue from advertisement part?
No, not yet. It's something that, I mean, we are doing some tests in that one. We did a successful test with this ProS, and but we are focusing our efforts in close partnerships with big record labels and artists right now.
Okay, which kind of brands do you think are interested in putting some advertisements in your platform?
Well, obviously, the main focus is promote playlists. As you know, each time that one user streams one track from Spotify, the owner gets money. So one strategy is promote this, push this playlist up, and charge a fee to generate traffic over this playlist. So this is one of the business model, one part of the business model. The other one is work with brands to let them discover things like what kind of music listen to your clients. These kinds of things that is more related with big data.
We have finished the 2 minutes of questions. Thank you, Aleix. It's never easy to start a pitch round. Now we have Protopixel, Mr. Sebastian Meaya Cinquegrani. Okay, should be Argentine or Italian.
Hi, I'm Sebastian Meaya, CEO of Protopixel. I moved to Barcelona 10 years ago, and by then, going shopping basically looked like this. But nowadays, it's looking more and more like this. And because of the fast uptake of online retailing, businesses are investing huge amount of money to deliver unique customer experiences in their physical venues. And one of the things they do the most is lighting design. And digital control of lighting is becoming key for big brands to create unique ambiances in their shops. But what about the millions of small and medium shops, restaurants, and hotels that currently cannot access to this technology? Why is that? Well, first of all, because these custom systems are crazy expensive. They require experts to maintain and to install. They are very difficult to change, and it's very hard to replicate them, and even harder to manage centrally when you have more than one shop. So to overcome this, we created Protopixel, the first lighting-as-a-service platform for the retail, hospitality, and entertainment market that allows to create, deploy, and manage expressive smart lighting directly from the cloud. With this, you can do it cheaper, faster, and easier. And this technology is already running in more than 50 businesses around Europe, from music festivals like Primavera Sound, trade show events like Mobile World Congress, retail store chains, hotel chains like W Hotels, amusement parks, theaters, of course, and many more. And that's because our platform can be easily accessed through a web browser and a mobile app that makes it extremely easy to set up on a smart lighting platform. Our platform comes along with our own and third-party smart lamps that seamlessly connect to your wireless network, so you don't need any expert to install and maintain. Of course, all the configurations is in the cloud, so if you have to take it to another shop, it's not a problem at all. But we are not alone. You can find home solutions which are very cheap and simple, but they lack the functionality for a commercial application. Of course, you have professional lighting system that comes along with all the functionality, but at a very high price and complexity. So Protopixel offers the simplicity of the best home solutions with the functionality of a professional lighting system with an enhanced user experience based on cloud and mobile computing for a price comparable with traditional lighting. Our goal is to be in 50,000 businesses by 2020. And for doing that, we are going to launch our first product line for small businesses following this year, followed by an aggressive digital marketing campaign and our first partnership with lamp manufacturers to install our platform in their lamps, quickly gaining market share. And these are all the brands that are already betting for us and our technology, and we are doing all of this with love in Barcelona. By the way, you see that building, the Outback Tower, is already powered by Protopixel. Thank you.
Fantastic. You have been on time. So the 2 minutes for question, I think that Luis Gutierrez deserved to be the first one because just before you couldn't speak. And please, we have a member of the jury who is waiting. Please join us.
Yes, I'd like to learn more a bit about your revenue model. How are you going to make this work?
Okay, so the platform is already in the market. Our clients pay a monthly fee to use the platform. So this is a recurrent subscription. And we also commercialize hardware components. We have our own LED controller and our own smart lamps. But the good of it is the platform is also compatible with third-party controllers and LED fixtures. So these hardware are more an enabler than a requirement.
Is this hardware something that requires some customization or actual setup from your team at all?
No, we come from developing complex lighting systems, so we know how difficult is to install them. So Protopixel makes the installation extremely easy. You just need like a normal electrician, so you don't need a professional, neither installer or designer.
Yes.
So you mentioned this was cloud-based. Now, a lot of these places, are they going to require you to install a private cloud for them, or are you actually just leveraging AWS? Any kind of, like, where are you building the cloud? A lot of these places, for security reasons, I assume, we're not going to be comfortable with.
Yeah, I agree. No, we care about security and security of our clients. Basically, we have a cloud node architecture. So basically, you use our cloud platform to develop the designs, and then you store all the designs locally in your nodes.
Do you see any friction? One of your clients saying, "Well, we have our own data center. Can you set it up in that?" Are you offering services for that, or is it?
We have partner installers and designers, so we don't have to actually do it for ourselves. We actually have an office in Berlin, for instance. So we have partners in different cities in Europe that basically take charge of the installation of the system if it's needed.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Time is over. Muchas gracias. I'm going to call on stage Mr. Sergi Jorda from Reactable, another local startup. Good luck.
Hello, thanks everybody. I'm Sergi Jorda, founder and CEO of Reactable. In fact, Reactable is not a startup. I mean, we started in 2009, and we have been building some of the most innovative and iconic music instruments of the millennium with users such as Björk or Coldplay. We have had many awards. We have launched apps with hundreds of thousands of downloads. And we have a huge community of users and also a huge presence on the internet. But what I'm going to present today is a completely new project, which, unlike our previous products, which obviously the table was kind of exclusive product, and the apps have been always addressed for expert users. Now we are launching something really meant for everyone for creating music in VR. So the question is, why VR? What problems VR can solve? We really believe that it can not only be great for democratizing creation and giving the feeling to users that they are really experiencing, users that don't know anything about music, that they are experiencing and living within the music and interacting with the music. It can also solve problems for musicians who for the last years are looking for new formats to sell, because now musicians can hardly, I mean, they tend to live on concerts, but recorded formats are not sellable anymore. And of course, we are, hardware manufacturers, head-mounted display manufacturers are expecting to sell 30, 60 million units, they say, by 2020, but great apps and killer apps need to be made. So what our product gives is a platform in which users will be able to download their favorite artist songs and will be able to play with them in real time, but in the most natural way, like touching the sound and also using their own body. On top of that, there's a network for users to upload their remixes and sharing that with all the community. So until now, we have proven to be, we have a good track record on being experts in music interaction and on bringing products to market. But we have some more features that we haven't yet been exploited and which are at the core of the solution we are proposing. One is, it's related to artificial intelligence and machine learning in both understanding human gesture expressivity and in understanding electronic dance music. Because when we talk about creating or recreating or remixing music in virtual reality and saying that that can be done for everyone, we need to have some really intelligent things behind that help users to do it. So we have these technologies, and so that's the ecosystem we are addressing. What? Okay, so we have users, we have musicians, and we are starting to work with musicians and, in order to discuss, for bringing their hits and their music into the platform. Thank you very much.
Thank you. 2 minutes questions. Yes. Mikel.
Which is your business model?
Okay, so since it's VR, people will still pay for it. At the beginning, it's based on on paying for the app, which will be different prices depending, obviously. I mean, it will be cheaper on Google and Samsung and more expensive on Sony. But and also, sorry, paying for downloads or a subscription model. There's also a market, I mean, deals with marketplaces for making advertisements related to electronic dance music, like Ticketmaster or things like that.
Oh, Mikel, again.
Are you getting some revenue yet?
We haven't launched the product. I mean, the thing is that I was not, I mean, there was one other slide. We own, I mean, for 7 years, we own, the founders own the company. And now we really want to empower for this project because it hasn't been launched yet. I mean, we have demos there that you should be able to, I mean, you should explore, but we are getting revenues from our previous projects that are still going on. So the plan is to launch that in 12 months.
Is here? See? You have a mic.
Have you tested already, or what kind of validation have you done with your potential?
We have tested with many users, and we are still refining and upgrading the product. I mean, but of course, I mean, we are continuously testing and iterating based on users' response. And also, I have to say, we have tried with many different types of users, like people that don't know anything, people that like to dance, because it's very movement-related also, people that don't, and even with professional musicians that have found the environment quite exciting.
Muchas gracias. Moltes gracias. Thank you very much. So, we keep our journey again in Spain with Martin Folatelli, Revibro. Un aplauso.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. We are so happy to be here, participating, sharing our vision. And well, my name is Martin Folatelli, CEO of Revibro, and I will speak about our vision of the music of the future. To understand, we will check out how the method for the music is working nowadays. All the instruments are recorded separately, but then they are mixed and exported into one file. And the listener can only hear the music, and that's it. What we thought is, why not record separately, but upload all these instruments to a platform that we have created and mix direct inside of the app. So this is Revibro. It's an app that is the first app that plays what we call multi-version music, because once you have all the instruments separately, you can have many versions of them. So from now on, ladies and gentlemen, the music can have many different languages, different rhythms, and as if this is a little bit, the player also allows you to create playlists from Spotify and YouTube, and it plays all the music you have in your device. Our customers are music fans. We have the big challenge, and we are inviting everyone in the industry, all musicians, labels, to join us and start to produce catalog of multi-version music. We have, you can visit our website or check out our stand just here. So again, the customers, the music fans, we have this challenge of creating the library, and it will be a subscription model. Musicians will have different plans to upload different products to our collaborative web. And here it's very important to say, this format allows collaborative music. From now on, like 5 different bands, for example, can contribute in the same song. And with this method, which also we have patented, patent pending, we will generate internal music, big data, knowing how users, the preferences of the users in different parts of the world. So this will be very interesting for labels, as well as the reutilization of their contents. Finish?
Yes, 3 minutes. Okay. Finish your sentence at least.
Okay. This is our timeline. We are searching to raise funds for 250,000 euro for marketing, products, operation, and research. This is our multidisciplinary team. And by the year 2022...
We start with question, and they will answer about your team.
Okay,
don't worry.
thank you.
Thank you. Luis.
Yes, quick question, and I think you were going to get into that on the team, because you spoke about music, and you spoke about big data, and you spoke about a bunch of things. So what is the background and the capabilities of the team to make this business big?
Thank you. We have one expert in technology, one expert in business, and I'm producer and the musician and founder of the idea and creative.
Yes. Oh.
Hi. So actually, one of the other startups kind of ran around this, but how are you going to handle digital rights? Let's say a musician puts up, different pieces of the track, someone makes a mix. Who owns the mix? How are you guys going to deal? That's a really thorny issue to deal with.
Yeah. Whenever a musician or somebody is uploading their music to our platform, they are saying they own all the rights. So it's no problem with this.
So they own every component, and then if someone else makes a mix and they decide they want to distribute it, do you foresee any problems with that, or?
No, I mean, people, they cannot distribute. Same like you could buy a CD and you could also distribute, but you're not allowed to do that.
Okay. Yes. It's here and after behind. Yes.
And how are you going to engage the community so that they upload their music?
Well, this is a very good question. At the beginning, it sounds like, why should I do this? Well, actually, if you could have a song that you play and it always sounds the same, and you have another song that you play and you could have like 11,000 versions, as some of our songs they already have. Sorry, what was the question again? To engage.
Engage.
Yes. So what we experience is like big bands. Maybe they would say, oh, this is a lot of work, no? But some smaller bands, they will be so happy to contribute in the big band's projects, So it will be like a small band contributing in big band, this big band contributing in a bigger band, and so on.
Okay, a quick last question.
So,
you will have 15 seconds to answer.
I'm old enough to remember a multi-track technology called 8-track cassettes. I've also experienced a technology called MP4. Why, in this generation, will multi-tracks work? With my recollection of multi-tracks, well, 8-track cassette, maybe I'm the oldest one in the room, but please.
Sorry, I don't understand the question. Why it will work?
In the disco days, there was 8-track cassettes. Not too many people remember them, and that's sort of...
Well, I'm sure...
But how... But that's my... So why is multi-track now going to work when we all don't remember the 8-track cassette?
It's not just multi-track, it's multi-version music. In each track, you can have many different variations of each instrument.
Muchas gracias. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So as I explained at the beginning of the morning, the Sonar+D Startup Garden has a special guest country, who is Korea. And now we have again a startup from Korea. The last one is Smart Nori radio control car. And I will call on the floor Mr. Rhys Son. Rhys. Thank you. So, yes. Good luck.
Hi. Hi, my name is Chris, with an X, from Crispy.
We are crispy. We make creative, crispy, crunch content, hardware, software, based on the global concept of our own original IP. So we think what is original global IP. To convey that, we have a very global teams. We have investor from Germany, and then a designer from France, Indians, French, Chinese, 7 different companies. And we think of a roller coaster, very global concept. There is non-roller coaster character existing in the character history. So we make hardware, software, content, which is animation, smart toy, and virtual reality app. So these are the smart toys, and based on our animation. It's broadcasting now in Korea and Amazon Prime, in China, Germany, and we just made a deal in Spain. So we made a Smart Nori 1.0 last year. It has a camera, speaker, mic, and Wi-Fi router. So you can be controlled on your smartphone from anywhere in the world to talk to your kids, to capture the freshest moment and record the video. You spy on your maybe family, wife, and other people. And with this, Nori has a son. His name is Dragon Rider, so we call it Nori 2.0 Dragon Rider. Nori 2.0 Dragon Rider has all the functions that his son has, plus he has a projector. So it's a literally moving projector. You can bring outside, you can watch movies, especially if they can watch our animation. See, okay? So, and we have a bunch of merchandising licensing because we are actually IP company selling licensing business. That is what we do through making animation and making cool smart toys. And to convey that, we have distributors all around the world for animation through all the animation channels, Amazon Prime, Chinese channel, Korean channel, Spanish channel, clan. We can also introduce our merchandising. Also, this smart toy can be another platform to show our content. That is our very strength and big difference between our competitor. And these are all the exhibition like this and for past 3 years. And we have the Weibo, which is Chinese social media network. We have 4.7 million viewers watching Smart Nori advertisement. We will do Kickstart crowdfunding in Japan in July. We will show our animation on August in China. And we will think of 2019. We start from the company like Lobio, but we are aiming for the company like Google, Facebook in the end. So we have 10 different bunch of global partners. So this is crispy. So thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. Question? Yes, Mikel.
Referring to culture, do you think that the same content you have in Korea can work in Europe?
Yes, definitely. Because we are working with a post-sound company named POW. POW makes sound music for Lord of the Rings and Hobbit. So we started the English version first. We are 3 Oscar-nominated staff involved into the animation. So we are definitely confident. We are selling outside first. That's why the Amazon chose our animation. Now they can show, you can show, I think, on Amazon Prime if you have a membership, maybe. Okay.
Is this a one-time sell, or do you have some recurring subscription?
No, we will be resting for next, maybe forever. So this is season 1, 52 episodes. And then we were thinking of season 2 for animation. And we are thinking of Nori 3.0 already. We have a CTO working from Sun Microsystem for 17 years in Silicon Valley. He's very into professionalized for the cloud server. Because the reason why we are thinking of the cloud server is all the information and the data is stored in the cloud server. We get the data from the end user, maybe for the first time. That's why we are making smart toys. Then we use the information to make better content. And yes, so Nori 3.0 has an AI. It's going to have a maybe Alexa system. Then you can call Nori, and then Nori can talk to you. Maybe you can talk to each other. That is our main goal.
A quick last question, 20 seconds, unless you want to add something, sir.
No, we are crispy. Just remember with the next, okay? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So back to Spain, Tviso, Mr. Marc Noguera. Oh. Ah, qué susto. Ah, no, sorry, that's the other mic for the jury.
Good morning. We are here to explain how the new TV is going to be. Oops. Oh, it's not the presentation I was expecting now. I'm going to explain the slide is not here. When I was around 5 years old, my TV was a Sony Black Triniton. Was a 28-inch TV, full color, and you can choose 3 channels. Right now, people have...
Oh. There is some problem on the presentation.
Okay, problems.
We start again. We start 3 minutes again, don't worry. Just check and we start.
Okay, this is what we have right now.
Okay, so we start again. Good morning.
Good morning.
Tviso, Marc Noguera. Muy bien.
Okay, 1 second. Okay. Good morning. With more energy. When I was a child, I get one TV at home. We buy Sony Black Triniton, the best TV on the market on that time. We have 28-inch, full color, and we have 3 channels to choose. Right now, people have all these options, completely different scenario. And in this scenario, people have more to choose, more places to go, and it's crazy because things are every time more spread around. People, this kind of people are more focused on making money than help the user. And you can find that one film is only available in one platform for 6 months, or you can find a TV show you love, season 1 in one platform and season 3 in another platform. It's crazy, and it's crazy for the user, and we try to solve this problem. What we are working on is a one platform where we integrate all the video-on-demand platforms, the online platforms, and the free video-on-demand platforms. Everything in one place, one aggregator system. And basically, it's one unified catalog where you can watch all the contents, you know where it's available, and you get a very easy access to watch from each media profile the contents. And on top of that, we build something else. It's not only aggregator system. We also want to add extra value to the user. We also want to be a content discovery service. We want to help the user find what they want to watch in less than 60 seconds. We provide recommendation system. We provide a tracking system. We allow you to know what you already watch, what you want to watch, what it's pending for you to watch in the future. We also allow notification system. It's a service we're also providing. Like if you want to watch a film that is not available in your Netflix or in your Movistar, once it's available, we will send you a notification that now you can watch it there. And all this also with a social layer on top of them, available on desktop, mobile, and a smart TV. And we already have 1 million registered users, 400,000 active monthly users, and our business model, it's still on testing. We are more focused on growth. And our main ideas that we are testing, it's right now lead generation. We can provide business to some video on demands, sending leads to them. We can sell market data about what's trending, what's most watched in each of the platforms, premium service, and also offer packs of video on demands with better price to the end user. Thank you.
Moltes gracias, thank you. Now, question from the jury. Yes, Nali.
So how do you intend to, what's your protective cover? Apple's basically trying to do what you're doing. They're having problems negotiating with all the different content providers. Let's say they do actually succeed. What differentiates your service from, say, Apple TV saying everything's on Apple TV?
Mm-hmm. This is something that could happen. At the end, we want to be an independent layer in terms that you are not depending from any specific provider. One of our core value is the independence. If you have your own watch list or your tracking watch list, it's something that you can bring from your Apple TV to your Netflix, to your Movistar, to your HBO. And this is something that Apple is not going to provide because they want to have their own environment.
Right, and so then a follow-up question. There's basically 3 major ones out there right now: Apple TV, Fire TV, and Chromecast, Android. Have you talked with the hardware providers themselves about making sure that they don't shut you out of their OSs, their respective OSs?
At the end, what we are doing is linking to these providers. We are not doing any, we are not doing nothing against them. It's like an extra layer on top of them. We are not getting their contents in any legal or weird system. It's aggregation where we are linking to all these contents and help the user to find the contents and help them decide and manage what they want to watch.
Okay.
Okay. Last question.
Do you have any idea about the range of the price of your service?
The price,
more or less.
The price right now is free.
Okay.
We are offering this service as a free.
But
you have to keep paying for your video on demand service, paying. And what we are working now is on bundles. We are negotiating with some video on demand service in Spain to offer better price when you are purchasing some of them as a bundle.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes. So now we have from Andalucía, from Granada, Voluteon. I'm calling David Espla. Please. It's not from Granada, but the company is based in Granada, the headquarters.
Okay. I'm sorry because no one told me that it was going to be in English, so my English is a little bit down, okay? I don't know if you're... Oh. No, they have to introduce the video.
Okay.
When I tell you, not now. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm David from Voluteon. I'm the business development manager of Voluteon and a company that bring the technology that make the interactivity between the TV users and the digital content with the remote, okay? We use and put all this technology inside the apps TVs for all the operating system of the smart TV. Samsung, LG, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Android TV. And we are trying and bring the new channels for the brands and institutions. And the user can now sell, answer question, or reserve anything product that want to sell the brand with the remote and directly on the TV. I know that it's going to be easy if we make a demo, but we have it, the time and everything, so we can put a video to try to explain it, all this, okay? Sorry for being Spanish, okay? you.
Question time. Is here.
Hi. Could you explain a little bit about your competitors and what makes you different?
We are making now a technology that we have that we could find some competition, but with the brand making with the SDK from themselves, okay? But we didn't find anyone with this kind of interactivity between the TV users and the digital content with the remote. Talking about question, e-commerce, and the probability to buy inside the television.
Can you give us further information about your customer? And I'm interested in if you're getting some kind of revenue at this moment.
We are different models of to bring the money. Okay, our principal customer are big brands like music with the with music, e-commerce brands, and fundations. I don't know how you call it, fundaciones. Okay, and this is the typical customer now.
Are you getting some revenue from it right now?
We are now in, how do you call it, like evangelic, okay? I'm making a lot of prescriptors, okay? And we are trying to show everything.
Can you elaborate a bit more on the go-to-market strategy?
We are now making everything with different contact brand ambassadors and my English is...
Word of mouth? Is that what you're trying?
Sorry?
Word of mouth? Boca a boca?
Yeah, also. Yeah. We talk with the marketing departments and to bring all the technology for the new campaign strategies and everything. We have different partnerships with publicity agencies to bring more brands to know that now they have a new channel to sell.
Okay.
Sí.
Okay.
Adriana, and after Nalil. Ladies first. Okay.
No, you didn't show if you're raising money and like the value of the company?
No, we are now trying to look for prescriptions, and if you're having any company that you work with, we are now showing everything that we make.
Which markets are you starting and focusing on?
Retail, supermarket, music, radios. A lot. If you wanna, I can send you some information about the different kind of.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. See you later.
So, don't hesitate to go after to the startup garden to ask more questions. So, now we have from Denmark, Mr. Jesper Skisby for the startup called Warm.
Hello. Hi, guys. Thank you for letting me do this introduction. So, Warm is a platform that allows everyone to track and monitor any song in real time on radio stations around the world. So, right now, Warm consists of a database of about 27 million songs, which taps into the aggregators, and you can also upload a song yourself. We cover around 21,000 radio stations in more than 100 countries, and we expect to reach about 35,000 stations within the next 18 months. We are currently covering approximately 3 times as many stations as the existing preferred solutions from the PROs and majors. We cover FM, digital radio, and online radios. Oh, wow. So, what is the problem? Well, in general, it's the lack of transparency for individuals in the music industry. For far too long, it has not been possible for independents or individuals to actually control and monitor their radios around the world in a broad scale. So, what we think is that anyone can actually use this. And then, how can you use it? Well, if you imagine a Swiss Army knife, It's a multi-purpose tool, and that is basically how we see Warm, especially within marketing. You can use it to control your radio plugger. You can use it to optimize your individual radio promotion. You can optimize your tour booking agent can use it to actually know what's going on right now. Social media, geographically, fan targeting. And least but not last, obviously you can use it to control your PROs, maybe missing collection in obscure countries. So we just launched mid-April, and our first milestone was reached last week, which was 1,000 users. So our subscription model is based on two solutions. One is a monthly subscription for €5 per song, and the other one is a yearly subscription is for €36 per song. We obviously have a freemium model, so anyone can go and try their first song for free. So we are actually already generating revenue, which is very possible. It means that some of our freemium users actually uploads new songs and pay for it. So we project that we will reach around €3,000 in this month. So our technology, our system, is based on an audio fingerprint algorithm developed by a German company called Bach Technologies out of Fraunhofer Institute in Ilmenau. This makes the data 100% reliable and very, very accurate.
Time is over, I'm sorry.
Oh shit. Future research and development within genre determination and machine learning, where we want to create an internal radio plugging system to enable independent radio stations and musicians. Yes.
Thank you for question.
Thank you, guys.
Opa. You start, Luis.
How do you a lot of your customers, users are going to need some help with people discovering their music, right? Are you going to help them at all? How are you going to do that?
Yes, but that was what I didn't really do at the last. But we are, in the next sprint, we are looking to develop this internal radio promotion system where we have all the independent radio stations in one end, and we have, for example, independent musicians or labels in the other end. And what we want to do is basically enable machine learning to these the music uploaded in the database, and then use that algorithm to actually monitor the radio stations. So we can see this is a rock station or rock, metal, whatever, and this is an urban station, and really connect the two.
Okay, so you're going to curate all that for them?
Yes, you can tell it like that.
Okay.
Yes.
So your database, is it all new tracks that have gone in, or are you retroactively, what tracks are you actually tracking?
So we have a system that consists of 27 million songs. They are tapping into a lot of the aggregators, the large ones, which means that our system is being updated on a running order. But again, you can also upload your own song. So let's say you do radio promotion on a song 2 weeks before release. You can upload it and see if somebody's playing even before the actual release.
And what metadata do you actually track?
Well, right now we have ISRC code, and we have, of course, track ID, duration, and you can see it in a specific station, country, and city. But we are monitoring the specific MP3 file, so even if you misspelled something, we will still be able to detect it.
Okay, but you don't track genre or anything like that?
No, not yet. That is what we are doing in our next sprint, hopefully.
Okay.
Good luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So I have been informed that there is a startup we decided not to pitch, which is Solidface. So we're going to finish with the Wave VR from the USA. Adam, please. It's the last pitch of the day, so please a little for positive energy again. Good luck.
Hey guys, thanks for having me. My name is Adam Arrigo, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of a company called The Wave VR. And we're building the world's, oh, this is the last slide. All right, thank you. Yeah, could I start from the beginning, please? Just tell me when you guys are ready.
No.
Thank you again. That's the second to last slide. You guys, no spoilers, come on. While we wait, just to get a sense for the room, how many of you guys have tried virtual reality before? Okay, oh, that's a great crowd. And how many of you think that it's going to have a transformative effect on the music industry? Not you. Awesome. Well, we do too, and that's why we started this company. So, no, I start. Hi, my name is Adam Rigo, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of The Wave VR. We're building the world's first interactive music concert platform for virtual reality. So, virtual reality, what does it have in store for the music industry? Well, about a year ago, my team started building some prototypes to answer this question around music creation and performance. We envisioned this virtual venue where people could be networked in from all around the world, interacting with each other and watching artists perform using these futuristic 3D interfaces to let them mix music together, but also control all the visuals of the world. We were lucky enough to raise a $4 million seed round from top VCs like Upfront and Kleiner Perkins. And the pitch we gave them was this problem, that live music shows are expensive and inefficient for performers and fans. And you know it's true. I mean, it's a pretty clear-cut problem. People are blocked by going to shows they want to because of age, fear of large crowds, and geography. Imagine you could just put on a headset and be at this show. But what we actually found once we went down the rabbit hole of virtual reality development is that it's a totally different medium, and the things that work in it are actually sort of the opposite of what works in reality. We came up with this mantra, don't recreate reality, but amplify it. So we had to sort of re-envision what a concert is. So in this slide, the performer is actually this hologram that's 10 times the size of the audience that explodes to the beat, and at some point in the show transforms into this octopus monster that flies into the audience. These are things that you can't do at a real show unless you're on a ton of LSD. And that's the value proposition of virtual reality. We found that the social power of interacting with other users in this environment was incredibly powerful, and that people want to interact with each other as much as they want to watch the show. So the real problem we're solving is not really a problem at all, but more of an opportunity that reality is constrained. And an opportunity to create this new type of content that couldn't exist anywhere else. That's sort of like equal parts music, video, interactivity. That has tremendous revenue implications for both artists and the music industry. Our model is based around selling virtual concert tickets to an infinite audience around the world, all networked together live. And then also using gamification to sell in-app purchases and virtual merchandise. Since we launched the beta a month ago, we quickly became the highest rated VR app in the whole store, even outside Steam Early Access, the beta program. We've seen engagement which has been off the charts. Some users clocking 10-hour sessions, just getting lost in this universe. And it's just the beginning. We've only put out the first version. We plan to spend another 6 months to a year in R&D to truly unlock the power of this new medium. And so for us, we don't know what the future of music is in VR yet. We sort of have a roadmap to discover that. But we do know that it's definitely going to be a lot different from what it is right now in reality. So my pitch to you is to just keep an open mind about the future, because it's definitely going to be crazy. Thank you.
Congratulations. 2 minutes for questions. Yes.
So obviously there's artists for the audio content creation. Are you guys doing the content creation as well, or is that something that an artist, if they were to hold a concert, they're going to have to, find someone else to do that for them?
Yeah, great question. So for our beta, right now it's just an audience app that lets people consume this content that we create with this really robust set of internal tools, where we can actually create sort of an entire interactive music video for artists in just one day by adjusting all these procedural parameters. But in doing so, we're kind of building this greater system that's going to let users create the content, upload it, and sell their own tickets to shows. And we're just a platform for that content.
Oh, cool. What is your business model? I know you didn't talk too much about that. Yeah.
Right. I had 40 options on the screen prioritized by text size. We're definitely in experimental mode right now. I'm just being in beta. And I think there are hundreds of ways this thing could make money. But I think just the most obvious ones are virtual concert tickets, and then in-app purchases, sort of like boosters, and my background's in, as well as my whole team, games. I worked on all the Rock Band games back in the day, and we just, if you look at the App Store, the most profitable apps are games, especially free-to-play models. So we actually have this feature, which we call Social Trips, which is a potion that you can share with somebody else at the show, and if they accept it, this portal opens up, and you're sort of in this mini-game experience for 1 minute. But each time you use it, you run out of them. So we found that that's been incredibly addictive for users. And we have soft currency in there right now. So we're kind of monitoring how people are spending it.
Okay. And one final thing. How many concerts have you guys had so far?
We have had 5, and we're doing just 1 per week since we launched.
Great. Thank you very much. It was our last speech of the day.
Thanks so much.
Of the morning, sorry. The jury will give us the evaluation form. We will inform the startups, all the startups, who is going to be the 9 finalists. And we're going to be back here at 4:45. For the startup who are not selected for the final, please come to the awards, because there will be also 2 special prizes. So it will be the official prize of Startup Garden, and we have also 2 special awards, who can be for the 9 finalists or for the others. So don't hesitate to come to see everybody. So thank you again, Luis. Thank you again, Miguel, Nalil, and Itziar. And thank you again, all the startups. It's not easy to come here and to speak and to answer questions, sharp questions, and everything in 5 minutes. Thank you for the patience for the audience. See you later.